Welcome everyone to our first session of Travellers and Trinkets, our brand new campaign. It's a pleasure to sit down with you all, our soon-to-be adventurers. Our adventure takes place on the continent of Marith, beginning in the nation of Timboda, a city-state on the continent's north coast. Timboda is a nation run by merchants. It is the economic hub of the continent. And to its left, in terms of geography, running along the coast lies the Golden Shores, a land dominated by pirates and the like. And beneath that, further inland, lie the untamed wilds, unexplored swaths of land governed by various monsters, dark themes, and evil wizards and the like. To the right of Timboda lays the nation of Camvalor, a shining beacon of light to some, a horrifying oppressor to others. Camvalor as a nation is currently at war with its neighbour, Eclipse, a new nation as the scale of nations go, and this war has been going on for nearing on 2 decades now and has reached a stalemate over the last maybe 7 years. It's mostly a war of attrition now, with small raids, small advances being made, but no major territories have been claimed in the last few years. As for the continent of Marith, it is a very varied continent, biomes of every kind you can imagine. Interestingly, it is pockmarked with various magical and geographical features that baffle historians and scientists all over the continent. An example of this is on the west coast of the continent, the nation of the Tribal Wastes, or not nation, area I should say. An area of land in which a jungle, an Arctic biome and a savanna all intersect each other in the same area. As of yet, no scientists, historians have been able to figure out the reason for this. There are various other examples of strange things like this that belie an ancient past to this continent lost to time. The relevant one is the Erebor Channel, which cuts right through Timboda at the continent's north coast and cuts all the way down through the entire continent out the continent's south coast. This channel has existed and been mentioned in the earliest of histories, and so you can deduce that it's been around for ages. The cause of the channel's creation is unknown, but what is known is that it is magical in properties. Any airships that attempt to pass over are buffeted by winds that make it impossible. Any ships are unable to sail due to the treacherous waters of this channel, and any bridges built across decay at a much more rapid rate than anyone would possibly fathom. The strongest of bridges disappearing in under a month. It is here that our nation, or our adventure, will begin, in this city built on both sides of this channel. Curiously, in this city, the city is protected by bindings, 12 magical bridges, also older than most recorded histories, that span the city's length. It is for this reason that the city has found such great economic success, as it is the only reliable place on the continent where members of the neighboring nations can cross. This means that you can find goods of any kind at this nation if you know where to look. The most famous place being the Grand Bazaar, an entire ward of the city dedicated to a market which runs all throughout the year, various stalls popping up for several days, the more popular ones staying for several years. More than that, in terms of the city's government, it's governed by merchant lords, 6 of them, I believe there's 6, who all govern different aspects of the city and have rose to power and wealth through different means. This is very much a city wherein your wealth dedicates your status, dedicates your freedom, and your quality of life. About a day's march out of the city lies the monastery of Thule, a monastery that works with Timboda, often begrudgingly, to protect the city and keep its inhabitants safe. As Timboda is a city-state, it has a city watch but no formal military, and long ago, during the founding of this monastery, their call was to protect this nation and the magic surrounding it. Every year, monks at this monastery pursue the Trials of Thule, a series of obstacles, events, and competitions in order to prove what they've learned and advance their standing in the monastery. This is also a popular time for citizens of the city who are allowed to go to the monastery and watch these things and often participate for various prizes, prestige, gold, the like. This draws lots of mercenaries, lots of mages, lots of scholars, as there are challenges for athleticism, magic, intellect, and the like. There's someone for everyone here. The merchant lords are especially fond of this event, pumping advertisements and things to do with it because of how many people it brings into the city. So, that being said, let's begin. We begin with two figures, a high elf and a dwarf, walking down the streets together of the city. They are near the coast, near the channel, walking down towards the bindings. If you two would please introduce your characters.
My name's Laika. Tanned individual, very spiky, almost like mad scientist style hair, dark robes, clinking everywhere I walk, have lots of scars on different parts of my body, have a very rough face, and there are various bits and bobs peeking out in every which way. There's a little screwdriver over here, there's some rocks in the pockets, there's lots of jingling and clinking everywhere I go. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm Zia. Hi, Alf. I don't know how tall he is, but taller than you, obviously.
Yeah.
She's very pale. She has white blonde hair, brown eyes. She has lots of piercings, like a nose ring. Lots of like piercings in her ears. They're all gold. She has tattoos on her ears. A sleeve on her arm depicting a forest and a natural gateway. It like leads down onto her fingers. She's wearing like various degrees of like dark blues and maybe a little bit of purple, but majority of like dark colors like black, grey, all that stuff. Yeah, she's talking to you, very much like looking down. Yeah. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yes.
You're talking down to me, but not down to me. City's bustling, hey?
Yeah.
Feels like there's an air about it.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Like, I love this place so much.
It feels a lot different than 12, hey?
Yes. I mean, buildings, people.
Not as much monsters.
Yes.
Right.
Very much so.
Yeah.
You can actually see the sky.
Yeah.
Which is also great. Yeah.
And you can actually stop and get some food as opposed to foraging forever for it.
And we can go to bakeries. Yes.
Do you know of any close by? I mean, you've travelled around, right?
I know there's my bakery.
You have a bakery.
I don't own one, but like.
Yeah, one you frequent.
Yes, it's
Right.
my bakery.
Okay.
We can go there.
I'll flick my brown hair and say, okay, let's do it.
Okay, like we're already holding a bunch of shopping bags. Like we're not. Yeah, we're like laden. Like you know, like in American movies, like shopping bags in hand, like in their high heels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wearing high heels. Like very, majestic. Yeah, we can go there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, maybe I can get a special discount for introducing a new customer. See how I can.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, as you two make your way up the city from the lower districts where you were shopping in towards the Grand Bazaar, where you know Soul's Haven, your favorite bakery, to be, we turn to another figure walking the opposite way down the street, heading away from the Temple District. My good man, if you'd like to introduce your character.
My name is High Boulder Fury. I am about 6 foot, so decent height,
Yeah.
with quite luscious blonde hair, goes down to my shoulders. Maybe I once would have been handsome, but now got, you can see my nose is quite crooked from being broken, quite a few scars on my face, but I like to think it makes me a bit more rugged.
Definitely.
I am wearing armor, and it is very clean, and there are a few nicks, but looks relatively untouched. I also have my longsword at my side, and I'm wearing a cape, which is blue and gold, which are the Boulder Fury house colors. And I have a necklace with the symbol of Allure, which is a flaming shield. Yeah.
Yeah, Allure, goddess of justice and light.
Yes. And I'm just walking.
Are you having this?
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Simultaneously, we have our final soon-to-be adventurer. Also on your way to the Grand Bazaar, the large marketing district. You coming more not parallel to the channel, I should say, but kind of out from some buildings. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Rushing through the streets of Dumboda, you see this tiny little fella, barely a meter tall, dark hair, slightly greying, just this mop of messy curly hair. He has a collared cloak that covers about half of his face. He has one eye that's purple, and on the left-hand side of his face, a rather nasty looking scar and a milky eye. He rushes with a much too large book under one of his arms through the streets, looking at a little stopwatch fastened to the end of a wand that seems to have a chain dangling and connects onto another badge that's in the shape of a cloaked figure, silver, and he's draped in this black and purple, deep purple colours, as he mutters to himself, too much to do, too little time, gotta get there. Just as fast as his feet can take him, walking very
Like
slowly.
white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Okay.
Awesome. As fate would have it, you do all emerge onto the same street where you see, amidst the hustle and bustle, various carriageways are crossing the binding. You're in around the 6th binding, so how the bindings are numbered, of the 12 of them, is from the top, the coast, they're numbered down the cities. So the first binding at the top is, you would know, reserved for just the merchant lords and their esteemed guests, with the areas on either side of that binding being strictly reserved for the merchant lords, large walls and stuff blocking the commoners out. And then as you kind of descend down 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way down to 12th, the city is kind of arranged in terms of the more wealthy areas being towards the top, whereas by the 11th and 12th bindings, you're pretty much at just factories and warehouses for the various merchants and their goods, with above that being just the slums. So you would know that around the 5th binding, opposite to where you guys are now, is where you'd find the Grand Bazaar. You're currently all coming out onto the street around the 6th binding, so rather close. As you're making your way, you see a cart, much like many of the others, coming across that 6th binding from the opposite side of the city. This is a standard wooden cart pulled by 2 horses. There's a cloaked figure sitting atop the cart, and the cart has an open back at the end, on top of which you see 2 statues. The statues depict soldiers, complete with shield and sword, and the carriage is moving slower than most of the others, very much not with any sense of urgency. As I say, the cloaked figure, head down, can't make out much about it, dark robe, black robe, nothing of note on the robe. But as you all kind of are walking through, the cart pulls to a stop and the wheels creak as it stops, and after a second, roll some perception checks.
Ooh.
First roll.
Nice to know what I use.
We all have the same dilemma.
It's a 7.
A natural 20.
Okay.
A natural.
Wow.
8.
Nice.
Yay.
Lovely.
22.
Awesome.
13.
Cool.
5.
Alright. So you two haven't really noticed the cart more than just the clattering of its wheels. You know, there's lots of carts, nothing special about this one. You, as it pulls up, notice that the statues on the back are shifting slightly. They are not staying as a statue should. They are moving very slightly. You can see that they appear to be breathing a little bit. You don't notice this, but both of you do notice. Shortly after the cart comes to a stop, the hooded figure collapses, the robe falling down onto the cart as if no one was ever there. And as that happens, the statues awake fully, shrugging their shoulders, and wings unfold from them. They beat their wings and fly up into the sky, cackling as they do so. One of them turns to the left of the cart and immediately with its sword strikes down a nearby passerby who falls screaming next to you, her back slashed open. A woman, much like you, seeming to have been about her day shopping, now on the floor, her groceries spilt out, looks to be some bread, some fruits, things like that, screaming on the floor. The other one turns and sees the Mr. Boulder Fury in armor and cackles at you. I think, let's roll some initiative.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Great interaction.
Hell yeah, dude.
Seven.
Let me figure out my way around.
23.
Right.
21.
Beautiful, dude. Beautiful.
We've redeemed ourselves. We might not see stuff, but we react.
Lovely.
Love.
Get ready.
I feel like it's always going to be a race between two of us.
Probably. Sure.
Damn indeed.
Damn it, indeed.
Okay. So, you're welcome to either hand your chosen figurines to me or come select somewhere on the map to place them. This is the one coming for you, Mr. Boulder Fury. You would be around here. Our friend Finzen, you would have been coming out of an alleyway that way, and the two of you. This is the two of you guys.
Yeah, so
Where shall we?
Leica would be next to I assume we're going to be relatively close to the one with the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put you guys there.
Okay. Crossbow.
Right.
Okay.
Now to see what a drum can do.
Okay. Initiatives 25 to 20.
23.
21.
21.
Very
Oh!
Higher dex.
I think probably you. I'm a 10.
Am I lost?
16.
Oh yeah,
16.
yeah.
Okay.
Definitely you.
Jesus.
And then we've got.
Also eliminating.
Huh?
Did
20,
you also
15?
eliminate
Yeah,
me?
17.
No!
17. Very nice.
I need a. Isn't my robe stupid?
I think you just answered that question.
Is my robe done?
I think I have two.
Right. We begin with Zia.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do? Relatively close to a woman screaming on the ground and one of the gargoyles. The
Okay.
floor is yours.
I am going to put my shopping gently on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I've just spent a lot of money. I'm going to get dirt on it.
Understandable. Understandable.
And I'm going to reach into my boot and I'm going to chuck a dagger at it.
Okay.
So I have to roll. 19, so that's 25.
That's gonna hit. I reckon so.
No, not 7. Yeah, 7 damage.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So, succulent. I assume it's steel. Yeah.
Yeah, just very nice. Dagger strikes off this guy. It's stone, so it doesn't stab into him, but it definitely carves a groove through
Ooh.
his wing. Very nice. Is that your action? Bonus action? Would you like to move? Anything else?
I think I'm gonna move like maybe 10 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm already 10 feet from it.
You'd be about 10 feet. Yeah, 4 blocks is 5
Okay,
feet.
Then
So
I'll move
that's
about 5 feet away from it so that I can.
further away.
No, towards it.
Towards it. Oh, move 5 feet away from it.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
go with that.
Right.
Let's hope someone.
Run up to him.
I'm not a fighter anymore.
Yeah, new class today. Does that finish your turn, or is there?
Yeah, that's
Awesome. Cool. Moving on to Mr. Boulderfiore.
Okay, I'm going to approach him,
Mm-hmm.
walk pretty close to him, and take on my longsword and just
Hell yeah,
just
man.
go for it. It is a 15 to hit.
15's gonna do it.
Nice, and then that is 10 damage.
Very nice. Awesome. Yeah, this one
Beautiful.
not quite able to get high enough into the air as of yet to avoid your blade. You smack into its body and shards of rock cascade off of it. Very nice. Next up, we've got Finzen.
Alright. Bollocks, I haven't the time for this. I'm going to start taking off which side is the woman on? Left or
This
right?
side, I've put a dot here. She's just kind of lying there.
I'm gonna cut through the middle of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Let go of the book, which will fly open next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a quick gander, and
Mhm.
I will hold out my wand and shoot a ray of frost as the one at the one to the left.
Awesome. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
Alrighty.
Dude, already. That will be
Nice. You're
to see it.
Okay, only 5 points of cold. But rather than shooting out ice, the time slows around this creature. And they are slowed for 10, their movement is reduced by 10 feet.
Awesome.
I will then also. Damn, you are both within melee combat. You know what? I'll just give you a little pat forward to give you a bit of a boost. If you're willing, I'll give you 5 feet extra. Just a little
Hell yeah.
telekinetic.
I'll do a little shove. I won't resist.
Cool. In which direction would you like to be
I'll go
shoved?
forward. Forward.
Completely unintentionally. I just kind of did this. And you were in the way.
Yeah.
Stranger.
Lovely.
That's me.
Awesome. Next up, we've got Laika.
I'm going to run a little bit to the left, about 10 feet, please.
My left, your left.
This way.
Cool.
There we go. And one back. Sorry, more left. There we go. Yeah.
Hell
And then I'm gonna like tinkle, scrinkle around, get something. Gonna take out my wood carving tools, and I'm gonna use my action to create an eldritch cannon. And
Hell
you'll
yeah.
see a bright rock that looks like a moon kind of appear and like floats above me. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to shoot it in the face
Hell yeah, dude.
with a 3.
Unfortunately not. Yeah. Gargoyles know about rocks, and so he just flies right away. Right.
Luckily.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
It'll then be the gargoyle's turn, who is gonna
Sometimes.
swiftly make an attack against Zia.
Unfortunately.
That ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded scary.
That's gonna be a 24 to hit,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and that's gonna be an 18 to hit.
Actually,
The second of that day I die. Oh no. Yeah, they both hit.
Right. Yeah. So it takes 2 slashes with its sword.
actually,
Actually.
actually.
Oh, actually,
I'd like
yes.
to use my reaction, since I've already focused on this thing,
Mhm.
for a chronal shift. You can re-roll that
Both of them?
first one.
All right, first one.
Thank you.
That's still a 21.
You are rolling.
It's not just you guys who are rolling well.
Disgusting.
Damn!
You're gonna take 5 damage from the first slash
Uh-huh.
and 4 damage from the second.
Okay.
Right.
Damn, it's right.
Okay. No more playing games.
Yeah. Moving on to the next gargoyle, is gonna make a similar move and go to attack Mr. Boulder Fury with 2 slashes of the sword, 21 to hit,
Yeah. That hits.
and then a 14 to hit.
That's a
Yeah,
nice.
he's
Right.
different set.
5 slashing damage to you, my good man. And as this happens, they are both cackling, evidently having a great time, reveling in the victim they've already wrought here, who is still whimpering and crying on the floor. Didn't quite look like a fatal wound, but she is unable to stand for the time being. Understandably, all of the surrounding civilians have fled, either just running backwards up the street or into the surrounding buildings, and so you find yourself mostly at this point alone in the street with maybe 1 or 2 stragglers still trying to escape. But you now are dominating the gargoyle's full attention. As we go back to the top of the round with Zia.
Okay. I am playing a rogue. Keep that in mind. 25 to hit it.
I reckon so.
No, 15. That is wrong. It's
15
not
will do it.
Okay, that's great. I am going to unsheath my rapier and be like, no hurting pretty woman. And then I'm gonna stab at it. Is that a D8? It is a D8. Numbers. That is 7 points damage again. And then I'm going to use my bonus action, disengage,
Alright.
and I'm going to move next to Leica.
Cool.
Yeah,
Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
that is it.
Awesome. Mr. High.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just gonna. He like hit me
Uh-huh.
like in the chest, and I'm like, ah! I'm just gonna
Double doink.
Go for it, man.
go again.
My armor.
That is a 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, that will miss.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is-
You do, I mean, you hit him, but you hit the stone at just the wrong angle that it kind of deflects the blade along its body and actually has no effect.
Okay.
Any
I'm
movements
gonna,
you'd like
I'm
to
gonna
take?
back up a bit.
Cool. It will take an opportunity attack at you,
Oh,
as you do so,
Oh.
for a 22 to hit.
Oh my gosh! Use different dice!
No! No!
He's using the odds dice.
Oof.
Yay!
8 damage.
It hurts!
Alright.
Ow, that is.
Usually blessed, this time cursed.
Yeah.
This is bad!
Following Mr. Boulder Fury, it is Finzen again. You see as, this figure clad in armor attempts to back up to use some tactics, but as he does so, takes a massive hit from this gargoyle.
Do I denote his armor and colours?
Perception check.
Sure.
Or history check, up to you. You would notice his colours. You can history check to see if you recognize the family who the colours correspond to.
Okay.
Ooh.
Natural 19 for a total of 24, I believe.
Damn!
Yeah, so you recognize the colours as belonging to the Boulder Furies, who are a prominent family among the Camvalorian military. The Boulder Furies the Boulder Furies are renowned for their prowess both in tactics and combat, and come from a long line of military leaders and commanders. In fact, with the exception of one, in recent years, none has ever been known to lose a combat or a battle. Not so much, they've lost combat in terms of a one-on-one duel, but they've never suffered a military defeat in the known history of this family. So that's kind of what they're well known for. And yeah, they're said to be traced back to one of the first Knights Allure way back when.
Fascinating. As much as a player not want to do anything with this, I see this as a challenge at the moment to steal some valor from Campbell. So I will instead loop around towards the right, maintaining my distance as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then I will once again Ray of Frost.
Lovely.
Wait, how much gap have you left?
Me?
Oh yes, you did move
Yeah.
after all. How far away would you like
It's
to
about
move?
10 feet.
10 feet, that's about there. There
10
you go.
feet. In that case, let me instead cast the web.
Go ahead.
That
Is that a save from my part?
throw from
Awesome.
your side.
15.
I believe saves. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It is a save. Unfortunate,
Mhm.
but the surrounding air around him is currently sticky.
Sticky air.
So he's not restrained, but that surface succeeds and is not restrained. Yeah, I think it's just the area around him is sticky. I guess it counts as difficult terrain,
Okay, good to know.
and he's
Okay.
slightly obscured.
All right. Yeah.
Maintaining my distance, I would like to push myself back 5 feet.
Sure thing. So you back towards the edge. Cool. So you're now right up against the cliff face of the channel. There's a wall behind you. It's about a 5 foot high wall, over which cliffs descend down into the arable channel.
Cool.
It is
Awesome.
a 20-foot cube, by the way. I would like.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
So sorry.
No
I would
worries.
like
Let's
to
draw it quickly.
Am I
capture young High in this as
Yeah.
well.
He's in it. That's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, and then about, that's what is that? That looks cube-ish.
Could I actually keep it towards me instead? So
Yeah,
like have them in it and keep
Uh-huh.
the rest towards me.
it's cool. It's cool. I realized I forgot to be filming this anyways, so it doesn't actually matter how I
Like that. Yep. Perfect.
Let's just go with sure.
Perfect.
Lovely.
You also need to
Okay.
make a strength.
Let's see.
Okie dokie. What is my
What's wrong with the deck save?
dex save?
I don't believe that makes a difference for me.
Oh no, that's 9.
In total,
Yes.
you are currently restrained.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning, I believe you
Oh.
can't move. You've got disadvantage on all your stuff, and
Oh,
everything
that's
against
nice.
you has advantage.
That's nice.
Yeah, real cool,
Real cool.
Right, yeah. So before we move on with initiative, just to paint a word picture, since I did forget to roll the cameras filming on the thing. Currently, how the battlefield stands is by this binding, the cart has stopped it stopped after the bridge. From there's one gargoyle to the side where Laika and Zia are fighting it, and where the fallen woman was who was attacked initially. To the left is where we find High Boulder Fury currently restrained, and the second gargoyle with pressed up behind that back against the wall is Finzen. The horses have at this point broken free, similarly to how the hooded figure collapsed into nothingness. The reins also fell away as there was nothing to hold them, and these horses have disappeared into the city, long gone. That being said, moving on from Finzen, it is Laika's move.
Is there any loose what does the ground look like
It's a cobbled ground. You
loose
can
stones at
cobblestone.
all, or
You can make an investigation check. I think to find a loose stone. The roads are relatively well kept since they are travelled on so often. That being said, in the maybe month since they were last serviced, they may have
22.
Yeah, there's a few loose stones. Loose stones.
Okay, I'm going to use my action to place my hand on one and cast catapult
Nice.
and make it hit
Nice.
and hit it and throw it in the direction of the
Fight
of the
stone,
gargoyle.
stone, man.
Let me see what. Oh, you need to make a dex saving throw
Alrighty.
of 12.
12.
Mm.
I got 12.
I think you take half.
Alright, alright.
Wait. It says on a failed save, the object strikes the target and stops moving.
So it doesn't do any damage.
I guess that doesn't do it.
Hits it,
Alright.
drops to the
Okay.
ground.
Yeah, so unfortunately fighting stone with stone was not as effective as you had in your mind.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Should have known from
The gargoyle kind of just looks at you like,
I just wipe that smile right off its face and tell my Eldritch Cannon to shoot it in said face.
nice.
With my bonus action.
Works.
12. 16.
That's gonna hit.
Beautiful. 4 plus. Sorry, 1 second. So many new things. So
Yeah.
scary. God, there's so many things and it's terrifying. Nope, wrong one. Sorry.
Your turn.
Oh yeah, no pluses. That's a 4.
4 damage.
You see the like moon like light up and like pulse in its direction.
Awesome.
And I'll step back a bit. So, see, you got this. I'll step back 10.
You should have moved.
Right. Following Leica, it is going to be the nearby gargoyle who will move and make 2 more attacks against Zia. 1 for a 9 to hit,
Ha! No.
and the other for a natural 1.
Oh,
Hey.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so he just, and you just, you're a rogue, man. You just dodge the blades, dude. Hell yeah.
Mhm. Majestic.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, so graceful.
Now,
Other boy.
Oh.
with
As soon as he starts moving, he needs to make another dex saving throw.
Oh,
okay, all right.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Interesting.
That's very
It's a
nice.
concentration
11.
spell. It's a fail. He
Okay.
goes nowhere.
He goes nowhere. All right.
Yes.
So he tries to move and so the effects of this spell in terms of how it looks when you cast
Oh.
it.
This is not exactly a web, and more a bubble where time moves much, much slower. Sort of looks a little bit like a water droplet.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So the gargoyle, previously unaffected, was able to resist the magical effect. Now tries to move and finds himself just slowly moving, and yeah, he can't do much, I guess, unless. Can he use an action to break free, or
He
how does that
can,
work?
if he'd like to make an action. He can use his action to make a strength check,
Yes, he's going to do that for a natural 19
which
plus 2,
saves.
21.
He can
Cool,
move.
he can move. He's going to turn and actually run towards Finland at this point, having ascertained the one who the one who slowed him, but having used his action to break free of this magical effect, he's unable to attack, bringing us back to the top of initiative with Zia.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to hit it for maths. 18 plus 6.
Yeah.
24.
24. I reckon so.
Gosh dang.
You did beautiful maths.
Yes.
You did.
6 points of damage.
Lovely.
So I'm gonna. It's a rapier. I don't know how this is damaging a gargoyle. Anyway, and then I'm going to help this lovely lady off the floor, and I'm going to wink at her.
Ooh. Yeah, so she's kind of has
Ooh.
at this point, she has managed to or she's not screaming anymore. She's managed to calm herself down. There is a lot of blood coming off her back, but as you're able to just see from a first glance earlier that it wasn't fatal, you can see it's not particularly deep, so she is able to stand as you help her up.
I'm gonna kind of try and like put her behind me, like if anything does happen.
For sure,
Behind
yeah.
her,
So she
make
can
her-
get up and she'll move behind you there. Kind of very much cowering. The last couple rounds of combat, she has been laying on the ground more to avoid being noticed than anything.
Yeah.
Just staying there. So she
Yeah. So
she sees your wink, but is very much panicked and is unable to.
Did they
doesn't-
wink at you?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Person that's bleeding out.
Yeah, she doesn't try and make out with you on the spot.
I was hoping.
Yeah.
Stop.
But,
Time is an illusion.
yeah, but yeah, as you help her up, you get a better look at her. She's in fairly fancy clothing. She's a human woman, kind of longish black hair. Awesome.
I
Very.
told you I was gonna flirt with everyone.
You did. Lovely. Moving on from then, we go back to high.
Okie dokie. I'm going to see the gargoyle going for Finzen. And I'm still in the bubble, so I'm not going to move anywhere, but I'm going to use Conquering Presence. So the gargoyle has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty. A 3.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm going to like point my sword at him,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time hold my necklace, which is the symbol of Allure,
Mm-hmm.
and my sword's gonna like glow, and he is feared.
Very cool.
Frightened for 1 minute.
Very cool. So he is now unable to move towards you, I believe, or
I don't
and
know.
disadvantage if you're in his line of sight, as far as I'm
I
aware.
don't know what frightened means.
I'll check here, but yeah, disadvantage on attacks and ability checks while source of fear is visible, and he can't move closer to you. Lovely stuff. Next up, Finzen.
Seeing this thing coming straight at me, instinctively, I'm just going to shove telekinetically and try and get it back into the bubble.
Awesome.
I need a strength save,
Sounds
please.
good. That is a 10.
That is a fail.
Ooh.
Move slightly back into the bubble.
Lovely. Which I would believe prompts another dex check.
Yes, first time entering it. Yes.
Cool. That's a nat 20.
Saves.
Yeah.
So he's still capable of moving, but I'm not going to be there when he does. So I shall dip around the corner. And as I scoot around, I'm going to point out my wand once more, and with my action cast Ray of Frost on him.
Lovely.
Cool.
How far back? I'm assuming you're on
I want
a
to
few
yep,
feet.
as far back as I can.
Lovely. You're now back up onto this magical bridge.
I want to stay within line of sight of him, though.
You can see it's the bridge. You can see across.
That's a 1. Oh wait, I'm a halfling. I reroll 1.
Yay!
Okay.
I can't believe this is fun. Yeah, natural 18.
All right.
Halflings just reroll ones. Everyone.
Not everyone. First time you roll a 1, just reroll again.
That's
if
fine.
you roll another 1, it's a 1. That is
Interesting.
4 points of gold,
Mm-hmm.
slowed by another 10 feet.
Awesome.
Oh, the slow on the other one is no longer active.
Alrighty. Cool. And now, as you step onto this bridge,
I will sort of taunt as well, and I'll say, "What's wrong with all the fairy? You look like you caught up there." Just duck around the corner.
What? This is no place for little boys.
put him
Run
in
along
his
now.
place. Cool. I should take this opportunity to describe these bridges to you now that you've set foot on one. These bridges are very clearly not made by any human. They are extremely wide, extremely sturdy. They're made out of an almost marble type material with an opalescent sheen to it. As the sun hits it, various radiant colors kind of reflect off of it. Each bridge is very wide, each one identical to any other, and yeah, as far as anyone who's been in Timboda for any amount of time would know, they are impervious to any kind of magic, any kind of attack. Pretty much just indestructible beacons of of white stone-like material. As to the cause and the nature of these things, there are various theories, which you're welcome to ask for information about later. But for now, let's dive back into Leica's turn.
I am going to use my Aldrich Cannon again
Hell
because
yeah.
it is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm going to command it to shoot its stomach and try to get it away from my friend.
I respect that.
18.
That's gonna hit.
Plus.
That's the key, don't roll.
That is 8 damage for my bonus action, and it gets pushed 5 feet back.
Cool. Well, how would you like to do that? So, it gets pushed 5 feet backwards. In which direction would you like it to be pushed?
Right back, and then I kind of want like where its stomach to be to not be there anymore.
It just, this awesome moonlight cannon just takes the impact back and then kind of just looks down at itself. There's a hole and it just collapses to the floor, and as it hits the ground, shatters into several smaller pieces of stone. You've done that one.
So cool.
Very nice.
That is with my bonus action.
Okay. All right.
I will move. Oh God, can I even reach the other one? Do I have to use an action to take out a crossbow? Probably. Or like a bonus action to
It
take.
could probably be a
something out.
bonus action.
Yeah, no, I've used that already.
Yeah.
I'll use my action to take out. I'll walk 25 feet towards the other one.
5, 10, 50, 20, 25. I guess you could probably get there with going down here.
Tiny. Can I? Would 15 feet hit it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'll be like, time to die, and I'll use my some of my tools to make like a really large sound, and I'll cast Thunderwave around me.
Nice.
And then what is it? You need to make a con 12 save.
13.
Fucking.
Is that still half damage or?
Oh, on a failed save, a creature takes 2d8. On a failed save. Wow. Oh, it takes half as much. Sorry.
Alright, cool.
You round down, eh?
I think so.
So if it's 9, it'll be 4. You take 4.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and it's pushed 10 feet away from me.
How would you like to? Just kidding. Just kidding. Which way would you like it to be?
Oh no, sorry, that's on a successful fail.
Okay. All right. Well, it would be the first gargoyle now, but he is currently preoccupied with being dead. So the second gargoyle, who made a nat 20 on its save, is going to turn and run towards Leica here, and it's going to make 2 attacks against you. Natural 20 on the first one.
Or not. Again.
Okay. So we roll that
up.
one.
That's the last one I have.
Jeez Louise.
Beautiful.
That is going to be an 18 to hit.
Can I cast shield? Do I cast shield before or after you say the roll? It'll be before.
Yes.
Not sure.
It's after.
I cast shield then.
All right.
So I go up to 19.
Okay, nice. So then you
Nice.
defend against the first one, and for its second attack, also an 18. So, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nice, man. All right.
Work.
Short people power, hey? What can I say, dude? Wow. Nice. That's going to take us back to the top of combat with Zia.
I wouldn't say I'm out of combat, but I'm definitely not very preoccupied. So I'm going to take off like I'm wearing like a short length, like jacket, no arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna like, yes, thank you, sleeveless.
Yeah.
Actually wearing something.
My
Right.
brain don't work.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take it up and I'm gonna like bunch it into a ball. And I'm like, okay. I'm gonna put this on the back and I'm gonna just, they're just staunch the bleeding.
Very nice. Did she? Yeah, she is very thankful. Kind of looks at you, just thank you. Covers herself up, like shivering a little bit,
Mhm.
like trauma victims do and whatnot. But
Yeah.
is looking in a
I'm gonna
all things considered, a pretty okay state.
Yay!
Um,
That's it, yeah.
Cool. No, I respect that. Mr. Boulder Fury.
Yes. Okie dokie. So to move through this, I have to make another dex saving throw, right?
Strength save.
Strength. Oh.
And I think that's your action.
That's your action to
as
make
well.
a strength.
That's
Oh.
actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I use lay on hands on myself?
I'm sure you can, yeah.
Then I'll do that because I am like half my HP is gone.
What?
Wow! Sure.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so I'll just chill still in the bubble and use my lay on hands to heal myself.
Then, as you do that, we move on to Finzen.
It looks like it might be within 5 feet if I just had to shove it slightly to your leg.
To the I reckon that would be just on the edge. I'd
Give
say
me
that.
another strength save, please. As my bonus action, I'll just
Damn.
once more
16.
saves.
Unlucky.
Damn.
In that case, I will very fast again.
Cool. Cool. If it ain't broke.
If it ain't broke.
No, it's a 12.
That's gonna hit. It's not gonna do it today.
And I will move this
All right.
just to keep a good eye on.
Yeah, you can.
So you
know,
are
you
kind
could
of
keep,
stuck there. Oh.
you could keep moving like backwards along that bridge. That thing goes for several hundred feet.
I don't want to be too far away. I'll stay within 30 feet of the rest of the guys.
Cool.
Just in case.
Right. Then on to Leica again.
I'm gonna move my Eldritch Cannon a little bit closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's 15 feet. So from where I think it was like yeah. So I'm gonna pick it up and like have it in my hand and get it to shoot one more time at like very close range.
Awesome.
14.
Not gonna hit.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
And I will use my action to disengage and move closer to Zia.
Sounds good. You can move right up to her if you like.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I was just trying to.
I'm for death, man.
Okay, then it's gonna be the gargoyle. This one I get to move. He is going to.
Oh, the snow is removed, by the way.
Alrighty.
It's only till the start of my next turn each time.
Although you did just hit him with it again, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you missed. You're right. Cool. He is not gonna be a fan of going back into that blob, so he's actually gonna
He's
run
also
back
feared.
towards you guys. Yeah.
He's
In the
incapable
opposite direction of Boulder Fury.
Well, the
And-
fear only lasts for 1 minute, so I don't know.
Oh yeah. Each round in combat is 6 seconds,
Oh,
so
okay.
10 rounds. So probably still be up.
So he's unable to actually approach you.
And make 2 attacks against Zia as she's trying. First one for an 11 though.
No.
Second one for a 14.
Hey.
Misses.
15.
Hey.
You know, you're just looking so cool. Again, he tries to slice you, but you're on a mission. You're on a mission, man. Amazing. And that being said, it is back to your turn.
Okay. I'm just gonna freaking look at it and I'm like, stop it, and I'm gonna stab it. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
You stabbed yourself.
unfortunately, you're a bit too distracted by the pretty lady to focus on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
pretty fun.
Cool. Then to high.
Sadness.
Okay, let's do a strength. Let's do a strength saving throw.
Aren't you long range attack?
Nope. 14.
14 saves.
There was a dice tray here that you
I suggest you go.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have saved.
I suggest you go back.
Okay.
I
What's
suggest
back
you
and
back out,
If you
not
try
through.
moving through it,
If you go
make
through
it-
here, you get stuck again.
Okay, I'll go out. How far
Yeah.
can I go?
You've
30
got
feet.
30 feet, so like 4 blocks is 30 feet. So if you were like on the edge here, that's like 5, 10, 15. Yeah, about there.
It's great to
Sounds
use
good.
tokens, but
Awesome. Any bonus action?
No.
Okay. Then to Finneran once more.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Same thing again, by pushing it back first.
Cool.
Off of these two.
Natural 20 on the strength save.
Save! But ray of frost.
Yeah.
different dice.
Natural 19.
Nice. Yeah. Go ahead.
4 more points of cold.
Awesome.
Slowed again.
Very cool. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. There's various cracks appearing all along its wings on its body, so you're whittling it down slowly but surely. And then we go to Leica.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah.
Oh, with the knot. Fuck. That is a 9.
That's the dice tray.
I'd like to
You
rename
take
this.
back. You take that back.
Yeah.
Take that back.
I will
Ooh.
not.
And sorry, so how would this work again? If I'd like to hit it with my light hammer
Mm-hmm.
with an action that is not, I don't have it drawn yet.
Usually,
I think
it's
by
a free action to draw a weapon. Usually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got no
So-
issues
And
with
it's
that.
just switching out, like if you have something in your hands.
Yeah,
and
right,
it's-
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
then
you've
I will.
thrown up that Eldritch Cannon again, so you're free to
Sweet.
go ahead.
Then I will, out of frustration, hit it with the with my light hammer in its face. And I do not like it. That is a.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay. All right.
Try
Yeah,
something.
so-
Let's just do this.
I like
Maybe now the dice will roll on the other side.
I'm gonna use your dice tray.
Cool. Yeah, I think at this point would be a good time to rename your character to Stormtrooper and your character to Elsa, because we're missing attacks and throwing ice. So I mean, thematically it's not ice in this case, but it fits.
Reaction growl at.
Yeah. Cool.
So free action to cry.
Yeah.
Right. I think this one is now going to take one attack against both of you.
Come at me.
For a natural 20 against Zia,
No! Fine.
and
Do
a 17 against Leica.
Ah, yeah, I can get me.
Alright.
Let's
So
hit this combat. Just a
He's
little.
gonna die.
11 damage to Zia.
You done?
No.
And 5 damage to Leica.
I'll take it.
That's what happens for not having your head in the fight.
I'm trying to flirt with a pretty girl, okay?
Now's not the time!
I love how I never specified that she was pretty. You're just like, she's a girl, she's pretty.
Oh,
To, no, to be fair, she is. Yeah.
I can read your mind.
I'm not gonna take this chance to be like, actually, she's the most hideous thing you've ever seen in your life. You know, if she's pretty to you, that's what matters.
Yeah, she is an eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
She's actually half troll.
No.
Cool. Well, it is your turn again. So if you'd like to look cool in front of your would-be lady friend,
Please.
Would be lady friend. 16 to hit?
yes.
If that, yeah.
Yeah.
Steal my kill. See ya.
It's still mine, so. Upset.
Oh.
5 damage.
Uh-huh.
Beyond that.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to say, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Zia's just like, fine, turns around, fully engages this thing.
Cool.
Very annoyed with it.
Understandable.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Don't worry, guys. I
Hold
got
the
this.
fury. Yeah, the man who's been frozen in time. He's now just sprinting at the last remaining thing.
Yeah, I can make it there. Right?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
And just long sword him.
Mhm.
Yay.
Let's see.
You can't make ranged attacks.
Nope.
He's a cleric, man.
I'm not a cleric.
He's a paladin, man. Come
Just
on.
say- range 15.
That's gonna hit.
But don't you have a bow or anything?
No.
Maybe you judge him, okay?
Is
At least
this
he's not trying to flirt in the middle of
like-
combat. Let him fight with whatever weapons he wants.
One
Yeah.
hand versus two hands. Do you have a shield?
He was the one who seduced the dragon.
no.
So.
It's one hand.
Okay.
Unrelated.
It's a D12.
That's D12.
Nine.
This
Nice
is,
try.
Yeah.
8 damage.
How would you like to do
Oh.
You actually rely on that.
this? Yeah. What are the chances, eh?
That's okay. Yeah, I'll come up behind it. I'll be like, don't fear, I'm here. And I'll just, like, take a moment doing this to everyone in my eyebrows,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna poke it. There's like a crack in its
Mm-hmm.
the nape of its neck.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just poke it there, and it's like crumbles.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna attack on Titan it. Yeah.
And now, pretty much in the exact same spot, it crumbles as the first one, and there is on top of each other 2 gargoyles just lying there broken. Yeah, we can drop out of combat now. The scene, as it stands now, is empty cart where you left it. Various pieces of rubble in the shape of parts of gargoyles. All of you, aside from Finzen, more or less grouped up quite close to each other, and yeah, a well-dressed, slightly hurt lady looking very relieved, but still a little bit understandably panicked.
I'm gonna step up onto the remains of the gargoyle and look up at Hi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, don't help me unless I ask for it next time.
How tall are you?
I'm
You're a
like
dwarf.
4 foot. No, I'm tiny. I'm tiny,
even for a dwarf.
but imposing.
So that's 6'2".
I'm gonna shake this like piece of rock at you. Like,
I'm gonna be like, you're welcome.
huh? I'm gonna flick my hair and walk away. With courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Zia's just gonna be standing like, could I borrow did you gonna take the jacket off? And I'm gonna like hold it against like
She's like, oh sure, of
stab,
course.
and I'm like,
Of course,
yeah, sorry about that.
She says, thank you. That was so brave. Wow, thanks very much.
Anything.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna turn towards like who's walking and I'm like, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm gonna breeze right past you and be like, don't worry, lady. If you need anything, please let me know. And I'm gonna lock it up.
Okay. Yeah, she looks up into your face wide-eyed and she says, thank you. She says, yeah, well, since you asked, I haven't been looking for people similar to you guys. Can I ask who you are and what brings you to Timboda?
Well, I don't know about the blonde weirdo behind us, but
It's talking about you. I don't think she has blonde hair, but
Yeah.
Yeah, white blood, yeah.
okay, yeah, right.
But I mean, my friend and I are just busy doing some shopping. What brings you here? Why are you here? Do you live here?
Is there any blood on my bags?
She kind of looks. I don't think so.
Okay,
There's,
good.
there's some blood on mine, but then
Oh,
but
good.
it'll wash out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She says, yeah.
I'll offer to wash it. We'll pay for it. But
Yeah.
that seems a little
Do you know where the laundromat is? And it's
There you go.
maybe. Yeah. So she turns back to you and she says, "Well, I should introduce myself. My name is Sarah Love, and yes, I live in Timboda." She says, "Could you repeat the question? I'm a little bit shaken up."
Have you seen those things before? They're like a regular occurrence here.
She says, "No, that's the first time I've ever. I mean, obviously I've heard about gargoyles and stories, and if you had to ask me to guess, I'd say they're from the Untamed Wilds. There's that place always has issues. Every now and again, they'll send a cultist or two in to try and perform some ritual in the city. But it's definitely not a regular occurrence, and I would, especially so soon to the trials of Thule, security's been increased. The city's been busier. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you why this is. This is completely unexpected to me."
Can I do like a little look around and see if there are any like city guards or anything coming
Go ahead.
close by?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Perception or investigation to you.
While she's doing that, I pushed past
I don't. Yeah.
Hi,
Mm-hmm.
and I just said, "Oh, look at you! Finally taking some time out of your war to have a little bit of fun." And I'm gonna go and inspect the rest of the gargoyles.
Nice investigation from you as well.
I'm just standing there profusely bleeding. This is great.
Cool. Cool.
9.
9. You don't see any guards.
That was epic. Natural 20.
Oh.
Okay.
A total of 25.
Lovely. Let me find where I put the notes on these things.
I know gargoyles.
Are you looking at? Well, you can, with the natural 20, you can look at both the cart and the gargoyles, I think. The cart, before I, well, I'm looking for my notes. The cart, you can see, is very run down. Yeah, here we go. The cart is very run down. It does not look to be of particularly sound quality. The wood is rusted in sections. There's a couple of holes, some termite damage, and you can deduce that this seems to be, for lack of a better term, a burner cart. Kind of, no one's. It's not the kind of thing that someone's gonna launch gargoyles off of and then waste the effort trying to get back. So it's kind of like a suicide mission for the cart type thing. And looking into the gargoyles, piecing through the rubbles, you can find a house crest on the gargoyles, which is a shield, as most crests are, embossed with a flying snake underneath a moon. Yeah.
Look familiar by any chance?
History.
Don't fuck me now. Okay. But
That's
it's a
rough.
9.
Man, that's a
No, unfortunately, it's not familiar to you. Yeah.
Alright. Why are you bleeding everywhere?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor at this point. I'm like, yes.
I can help with that. Oh, you help with that. I'll push past you.
I will push past you!
Opposing strength checks!
Yay!
For the 6-foot man and the halfling, who's gonna
Screw
win?
you! Telekinetic shove!
Whoa! Throw from you.
Is that a with D20?
D20, yeah.
Yeah,
20!
the amount of
You,
20s
in fact,
in
what
this
happens
movie.
here is he tries to shove you and you kind of just... it like, for whatever reason, you have a gravitas that it rebounds off and actually makes him stumble the opposite way. And so, yeah, he kind of stumbles back and you can rush forward.
Living up to the name.
Yeah, boulder fear.
Oh, you're not gonna like me now. Because I will lay on hands you for 2 HP.
Thanks. I'm like, thanks.
Let's take
Yeah.
Could you help? I'm willing to pay you. Like,
You're running.
yeah, I'll pay you to
Jeez.
heal me. I have money to spend. Yeah.
Feel like
Whoa.
I could cauterize the wound.
I would love a badass scar. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I am going to.
I think if you're gonna get a permanent scar, where would you like that scar to be? Like, where did you get stabbed?
I've
Per
been,
se?
yeah,
Like on the
like,
side,
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
spleen damage.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's your liver, either your liver or your kidney, depending on the side.
My
But
question is, how is this healing you?
yeah, it'll heal you if there's no internal bleeding. Otherwise, it will like seal your fate to die because no one can get to the internal bleeding to stop it.
I mean, people don't like. Yeah, never mind. I'm not.
Yeah. Also, do you actually have a mechanic that lets you heal people by burning them? No. Well, she doesn't. I don't think she knows that. So if you'd like, you can cauterize the wound.
Look, I have an ability called grease, so I assume I have various vials of grease on my body and a tinderbox. So I'm gonna take some grease. I'm gonna rub a little bit in my hand. I'm gonna put a little bit on your wound, and I'm gonna
I will give you as much space as you need to do this.
and I'm gonna tink.
It do be raining though. At this point, it does not start raining.
Oh.
Into murder. Yeah.
Thank
The
God.
weather is actually quite nice.
I just want to say this is why we're friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll some fire damage. Let's go with the D4, why don't we?
Oh no. Yeah, I can't die by this. Unless there's a plus, in which case.
There's a +1.
Yeah, I'm still fine.
5 fire damage as the spark catches the oil that you put on your friend's body and it ignites along the line.
I feel like my morning routine is like also some like coconut oil. I just
Yeah.
ablaze.
It starts to spread rapidly across your body.
I mean, I'll use my coats to shut the rest of it down.
I think your coat is.
I'm gonna stop pushing you out the door.
I think that was a success.
Your coat, which is unfortunately also covered in grease, thankfully doesn't ignite it further, but definitely is not putting out these fires. Flimsing.
I will place a hand on your wound and cast cure wounds. Poor thing. That is Okay, 5 points.
Yay!
Nice. Yeah.
Plus my spellcasting modifier, so it's more than 5. It is 8 points.
Okay.
And plus a spell
I think, yeah. Cool. At this point, Sarah, who has been utterly bewildered, she's had a day of it, dude. She was out shopping, she got attacked by a statue, had her back sliced open, woke up to a very tall, rather intimidating lady helping her up, who then proceeded to defend her from a gargoyle. Another gargoyle rushed over. A dwarf tried to defend her. A very tall man in chainmail came to help. Then, the short man and the chainmail man had a fight. They tried to heal each other by setting each other on fire. She's in a bit of shock, but she's looking.
This is how we do it in the Fae.
I'm sorry. Are you two friends?
Yes, we're friends.
Okay,
yeah.
and you two, if these people lit each other on fire and they're friends, what does that make you guys?
Almost friends. I stand as far away from him.
Okay, yeah, start edging away and he's almost friends. She's... Okay.
Disgust evident on face.
Right. Nevertheless, if you would oblige me, I think you should come with me. I know someone who'd very much like to meet you. Especially seeing how you've dealt with this. This is not a common occurrence, and neither is people who can casually fight men made of stone who can fly and win. I don't know what your plans were for the day. I could set up a time, but I think the sooner the better if it's all the same to you fellas.
I was gonna go pastry shopping.
Would you need some rest before we go?
Nah, that's fine. I'm good.
I was happy to help. I'll come along.
About that matter of coin.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 gold.
Okay, thank you.
Are you just handing out gold?
I thought I would pay. I would pay.
Yeah, did you heal her?
I mean, in my eyes.
Right.
That's my family
You
tradition
build
of
a
burning
friendship.
people to heal them. Like, I don't think very effective.
Yeah, cool.
You're gonna see like whisper to her her moon rock and be like, but we did really well, didn't we? And then we put it away.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. As she leads you out from the city, she leads you back into. Let me pull out my map to make sure you're going to the right place. But she leads you kind of away from where you guys are.
Question,
Yes.
dear. Once
Yes.
we get to that point, could we make a little break for supper?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I was
yes.
going to say that very soon. So yeah, she leads you back into the city. Kind of, she doesn't take you across the bridge back into the winding path. You head up the city through the more luxurious districts. And yeah, as she's leading you along the roads, we'll take a break there. Nice. And welcome back. So, as we left off, you're being led through the streets of Timboda up into the wealthier districts by Sarah Love, a civilian that you helped after she was attacked by gargoyles, which then also turned and attacked you guys. Having defeated those, you, as I said, have agreed to follow her, and she has mentioned that there's someone she wants you to meet. As you walk through the cities, The buildings on either side of you look fairly old, for the most part. Not ancient civilization old, but this is definitely one of the older districts in the city. The houses are relatively nice in terms of the level of luxury that you see expressed in the decoration and the architectural style. You definitely get the sense as you move that you're moving more into where the wealthier merchants will reside, at least compared to the common man. But given that you are still kind of in the upper midsection of the city, you can also assume that this level of wealth is nothing compared to the richest of the rich of Timbuktu. As you walk, Sarah becomes a lot more chatty, starts kind of shrugging off the initial shock of the encounter, and becomes very, very animated. You see she's a very, very cheerful person, very chatty. She tells you a bit about herself. You learn that she is the child of the Love family, of her parents, and the Love family run a lot of the theatres and music houses around Timbuktu. She is not such a fan of her parents and the way that they use their wealth, and don't seem to care about the common folk of the city. She gets very excited telling you that the person that she's taking you to meet holds similar values. You've got some time now if you'd like to chat amongst yourselves as you're walking before you reach your destination.
I'm gonna just whisper to Zia, just keep an eye on these two. They in and out, especially the short one.
Same feeling, opposite person.
It goes badly. It's always the time to move some stuff up.
That is true, we can. I can always terrify them. How well do I know this area?
Decently well. Yeah. What are you looking for in terms of just like, do you know where you're going? Like,
Yeah, like
you're definitely not lost. You're aware of the street you're on.
okay.
You can't tell like exactly where she's taking you, but you know the area. Yeah.
Okay. Do I know her family? Sia likes going to like theatres and stuff too. She heard of
History check. Yeah.
Nat 20.
Another one. Oh
Yeah.
my
We are
god.
blessed
that's-
this evening.
24.
Blessed.
I mean, unfortunately, there's not too much more to it. So her family does. You've definitely heard of them. You've been to several of their theatres. Generally speaking, they're very nice theatres. Mostly catering to the upper middle class to upper class. As the scale of Timbuktu merchants go, these ones are probably upper middle class, meaning incredibly wealthy compared to your average civilian.
Does Mr. Croxley know these people?
He's been to their establishments,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't know them on a personal level. Yeah.
Danke.
Mm-hmm.
Are they only known in Timbuktu?
Yes.
This wasn't at all what I thought my day would be like. I'm supposed to be at the library, but fate has its fickle ways of changing the day's plans.
I never liked books. Prefer the sword.
I can see that.
Zia's just gonna, be like, I totally had a bad feeling about that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just two gossiping schoolgirls over
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay.
I point my cannon at you.
I want you!
Back up, buddy, back up.
Go fetch my dagger!
Was that ornamental level?
No! Seriously, no!
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you take 1d20 psychic damage. Yeah, just
I even
joking.
wrote it down there. Okay. Sia knows where to buy more. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need to run
Oh,
down.
we're going to meet with someone Sarah Love
Yeah.
wants us to meet.
And we...
Are willingly going, yes.
She does. She hears you talking. She turns around. She's like, "Oh, how could I forget? I'm taking you to Strythe Castle to meet my good friend Gunter." Yeah.
Strike Castle.
Strythe. Strythe.
Strike Castle.
She says, "Not far now. He's a real character, real good oak. I think. I think you guys real good oak."
Take that out of South Africa.
Yeah. You can take the DM out of South Africa, but you can't take the South Africa out of the DM.
I'm gonna get closer to my book. By the way, has been floating along with me.
Oh yeah, dude.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna go up to it and sort of push it towards her, and then
Uh-huh.
point at the symbol on one of the corners, which is a replica of what I saw in the
Mhm,
goggles.
mhm.
And say, "You seem to know the houses quite well in Timboda. You know this one."
She kind of she looks at it for a while. Let's roll a history check for her. She says, it's. She says, I've heard of it. It's not a Timbodan house. That's the crest of the Mortage family, who hail from the Untamed Wilds. They're a noble family who has set up a keep there. I think they are kind of the patrons of several small villages in the area. But I can't fathom why that would show up in Timboda. They're very reclusive.
I'd be a little bit more careful while talking about unconquered small villages around. I'm just gonna lean towards this one.
Not a fan of the Cambeloran campaign then, I see.
I'm not a fan of any campaign, especially theirs.
Okay, well, to each their own. And as you keep walking, she's thoroughly enjoying showing you guys through the city. She's pointing out some lovely gardens that you're passing. As I say, you're in quite a nice area. So there are some very ornate gardens, some nice statues shown up of various people, various creatures, various gods, goddesses. And then after a few minutes, she takes you up a street and brings you to a large manor. This is a manor larger than the ones kind of around in the street you've passed. But again, any of you who've been in Timboda for any length of time would know that this is not large by any means on the Timbodan scale.
Everything's large from my side.
Yeah. so there's a short stone fence, probably about 3 feet tall, kind of running around the property. Inside there's a garden. Above the gate reads Strythe Castle. You notice that this is very much not a castle, but nevertheless that's the name displayed. She pushes through the gate. She's got a key which unlocks no problem and leads you through it, and she leads you up through along a garden path up to this manor. Pushes through the front door, doesn't even bother to knock, and then calls out into the house, Gunter, I found them. And you hear, from within the house somewhere, Aye, what? And she says, come down already. And from the steps, you see a figure coming down the steps towards you, which I'm going to find my notes on him, and then I'll describe him to you. If I figure out where I wrote it, here we go. So you're in like a nice entranceway, similar to outside with the nice garden. There's some plants around. There's also several paintings depicting the sea and the ocean. And walking down the steps towards you, you see a tall, well-built man who looks to be in his late 30s, early 40s, bald, wearing a kind of like a vest thing. You know, there's like a vest that's like open at the chest, no sleeves, one of those vest things. He's got a magnificent moustache, but otherwise bald, and then all across his chest he's got a tattoo of a large octopus, which you can see its tentacles curling over his back and kind of around his side, so that the body of the octopus would be on his back.
Pink and brown.
Yeah.
Hello and
Yes.
Yeah. He's got wave tattoos all up his arms, and he's got some other miscellaneous tattoos on his shoulders that you can't quite make out from this distance, but is what it is. And then on his other shoulder, he's got a pirate ship and an image on his chest of a large dragon turtle. He
That
kind
is
of,
so sick.
yeah. So
Zia's going to be just standing like, this is my hero. Like, damn, very much analysing all of
yeah. So
these.
he's walking down the steps towards you, eyes sparkling, affable smile on his face. He looks to be holding some woodcarver's tools. He says, "Yeah, Sarah, what brings you here? Who are these people?" And she's like, "You're not going to believe it. I think we found the people who can help us. Just now there was a gargoyle attack." And she says, "Look!" And she turns around and kind of like hikes up her shirt and like shows him the scar. And he's just like, on her back, and so he's, okay. Anyways, she does that.
She's a I was going to say a gentlewoman, but you know.
She's also looking
I just-
respectfully.
I just kind of imagined her wearing a dress, so to hike it all the way
Oh,
up.
no.
That is a full view.
Okay, no. Yeah, let me clarify. By fancy clothes, like a kind of like a suit type thing, not like full on tux,
Woman in
but
suits!
like yeah,
Oh,
like a yeah. Anyways, hikes up her shirt, shows him this scar, which is still bleeding a little bit. Her shirt is actually ripped as well, so maybe unnecessary. But she's clearly just very excited, and she's like, "Look! One of them got me. My parents, don't tell them." And he's like, "Oh, I see. Very brave of you." And he says, "I take it these are the folks that defended you then?" And she says, "Yes. Yeah, they were amazing. These two women, they stood over me. This one helped me up. The other one killed the gargoyle. It was awesome. Those two, I didn't see they were involved. They killed another gargoyle."
I'm gonna walk forward and I'm gonna bow. Lord Gunther, allow me to introduce myself.
Hey,
Highball the Fury, at your service.
pleasure to meet.
Yeah.
He kind of, you see his smile, just, but then he says, please stand up. And he says, "Well, please, welcome to my castle. I always wanted a castle, but could never find one. But hey, you
Understandable.
make do with what you have, indeed." And he beckons to you forward and kind of starts going back up the stairs, beckoning you further in. And unless you say otherwise, I'll assume you follow him up into like a nice balcony room open to the air. It's probably early-ish afternoon, so around like 2 p.m. So it's a nice warm day, quite temperate. So he's got a balcony that opens out onto his garden that he can look at, but does have what look to be some sliding doors that he can close in weather. And yeah, he reclines at a seat behind a table where you see he puts down his woodcarver's tools and a very quite large, elaborate pirate ship that he's been whittling away at, which is just really very impressive. He sits down behind his desk, kind of like lounges, like very very open body language on this thing, and says, "Come, sit." Gestures to various chairs around and says, "So, what brings each of you to this city?"
I stay here. Yes.
Okay, great.
Nothing brings me. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just here visiting,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the
Good.
sights, you know.
Yeah,
Just a little bit of research.
I respect the man of means.
Just looking to lend a helping hand wherever it needs. You know, us Canvalorians are known for our sense of justice.
Says, "I Lord, I will do that to you." And he says, "Well, it is a fair wind indeed that brought you to our city. May I offer you some tea? I can get some ginger tea."
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Is it like an office?
Think of it as like a study/workshop thing.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Zia's gonna just walk around, just
Okay.
Like just
Yeah.
absent-mindedly, just
Oh yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
cool carvings.
Awesome.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
So
can
we've
we,
got
can we see any other carvings?
yeah. There's one of a huge octopus, kind of that he's hung up on his wall. Looks like it's climbing down the wall. He's got a painting on one of his walls of a looks to be like a cliff face on a shore. So there's waves crashing up a cliff, and yeah, various not many, but a few pieces of ornate jewelry that look to be souvenirs of his. There's a necklace he's got kind of hung around a thing with a large tooth at its base. A ring with a large ruby set into it. It's a very lived in space, but definitely not like corporate, like a study or an office could be. You get the sense that this is where he spends his time doing what he enjoys, and at least one of the things that he enjoys is carving, as you can see from around the room. You can make the assumption that a lot of the cabinets and stuff he would have whittled and carved himself. Kind of inlaid into all the details of them are like ocean themed motifs. So along the creases and the edges, wave patterns, things like that, like a small turtle, a small seagull etched here and there.
So come from the shores, I assume.
He says, yes, I was a pilot for many years, but I was destined for greater things, so I've come here and been a merchant here now for a few years. Trying to. I try to do well by the citizens here. He says that actually is part of why Sarah brought you here. And he, a lot of the joy does drain from his face, and he says, this city is dying. You won't see it by walking, at least not in these streets and these areas, but the citizens are not faring well. The merchant lords, they haven't a care. They grow their coffers and make deals with each other, with other nations, selling the souls of the citizens who live here. Gangs run these streets, as I'm sure you know who lives here. Even in the wealthy areas, you can't quite be safe. But look, there are those of us who wish things were different. A pitiful few, but myself and Sarah included, against the will of her parents. And we really would like to make a difference here. Unfortunately, as nobles, there are certain things we simply cannot do. We cannot talk to these gangs, we cannot reason with them, we cannot fight back against the merchant lords. Such things would put targets on our back, such things would disrupt the flow, and we would quickly be shut down. Despite what it may seem, I am a small merchant by Tumboran standards. I cannot fight, but when I left the world of piracy, I swore to do good, and I've been guided here, and I intend to do my best. And should you be willing, I would greatly appreciate your help in setting right some of the wrong in the city. It's by no means an overnight job, and something that myself, even with your help, I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much we can accomplish, but myself, I'm inclined to try. And things leading up to the trials have been getting worse. The gangs more violent, spreading the territories. The food more expensive, which to some degree that's standard each year around the trials. Things do increase in price as the rich people come in from out of town, but this year it's so much more, and I can't help but feel that darkness is afoot in Timbora. And he says, but look, that is a lot to ask, especially if strangers of whom I'm sorry to say I don't actually know your name. So if you'd be willing, I would love to employ you at least to run an errand for me today, and then meet me tomorrow. Have some time to think. I will talk to you some more, and yeah, really, that's my plea. Sarah here helps me. There's a few others of us. If you run into them, I will tell you them now. So he says the names he mentions is Keem Weathers, Lazarek Bejewel, and those are the two he mentions. He says, yeah, it's those two, and then Sarah and myself. We a small group, but we try. And he says, yeah, if you'd be willing, I finished this just now, and he gestures to the ornate ship ahead of him, and he says, I was planning on dropping it off at a carpenter's shop, but if you'd be so kind, I'd pay you to deliver it for me.
Why?
He says, well, I'm sending this to a good friend of mine, Elf, who runs a carpentry shop down in the city. He's a good judge of character, much better than I, and will be able to tell from my side if you are to be trusted. I'd get good impressions from you from the way that you helped Sarah and stepped up when so many others ran, but trust is not something to be given for free, and Elf will know if you are right.
I'd be happy to help.
How
Glad to
expensive
hear that.
does this jewelry look?
Let's go with 25 gold apiece.
Two things. One, insight check.
Cool.
I'd like to see if he has any hidden agenda, if he just purely cares about the people of the city.
Cool, go ahead.
Second thing, I'd like to also, while he's speaking, not particularly pay attention to what he's saying, but browse through his bookshelf and see any noticeable titles.
Okay.
I think it's a straight 18. Might be. I don't think I have proficiency, and I don't think I have bonus. Yep, straight 18.
18, cool. He seems to be earnest. He doesn't, at the very least, have any, nefarious purposes. You do get the sense from how he glazed over his years as a pirate that there might have been some not great stuff in his past, but at least for now, he has been genuine in the things he said to you. As you look around at his bookshelves, nothing jumps out at you that you would have never seen or that you'd have never heard of. There's definitely a few books that you haven't read, but a lot of them are. As for the contents of the books, there's a couple of books on smithing, there's a couple of books on sailing, there's a couple of books on various myths and legends, and like storybook type things. Nothing. It's a collection of books that you would respect. Like, it's stuff that would be, a step up from finding at your casual bookstore, but nothing particularly impressive.
Not necessarily an avid collector, but
No.
somebody that's collecting for their interest.
Yeah.
Like is gonna sassily look at our hands and be like, in my experience, I wasn't really want the best for people. What do you really get from helping the people of the city?
Persuasion check. Just to see.
Yes, sir. Persuasion.
Or any persuasion type check. If you want to intimidate, you're welcome to try that.
19.
19, nice. He says, a fair question, especially if we are to, as I hope, enter into accord. As difficult as it may be to believe, and believe me, I understand, living here myself, I shudder to call myself a merchant, same as the people around me, but For much of my life, I did not care. I was a pirate for many years, the first mate on a ship, and though I was not the most bloodthirsty on that ship, I was definitely not a calm man. And for many years, I roamed the seas. I did what I liked. I took what I wanted. But one day, things went south. The ship was attacked. It was destroyed. Everyone else perished. I should have perished that day. But as I lay there drowning, or as I thought I was drowning in the waters, I had a vision of a woman calling to me. A woman not like any I've seen. She was one that you may not believe me, but she was skeletal on half of her face. Not in a beautiful way, much like death can be beautiful. And on the other side of her face she was as a dryad, hair of flowing leaves, skin of vibrant hue. And she spoke to me and she called me. She said I was meant for a greater purpose, that this life was not meant for me, and she tasked me to come to Timboda as its people were hurting, and to do what I can. And so I did that. I found myself awake on a piece of driftwood, and as soon as I could, I made my way here. That was 4 years ago, and since then I've made an effort to make a name for myself. It was not particularly hard. As being a pirate, I knew the ways of the merchants, the ships they took, their practices. I could read their ledgers. I found I had already many of the skills I needed, and found some level of success. Myself, I run several smiths and glass blowing businesses in the city. That's where I make my coin from, and you know what, as things go, it's not the most lucrative, but you got to do what you love. And so if you can believe it, called by a higher power. There you go.
Right. Is this errand consist of remuneration, or is this a test?
But of course, if you take this for me, the elf will pay you for the ship, and I will give you a portion of what the ship is worth.
And of course, is it time sensitive?
Not particularly. As I said, I would have gone myself, but I see this as an opportunity for you to meet Elf, for Elf to meet you, more importantly, and there you go.
Nah, fuck it. Fine.
There's no reason to say no.
I already said yes.
I like you. Cool. So he's gonna pick up the thing and hand it to Mr. Boulderfury, and it's quite heavy. It's a reasonable sized ship, even so heavy. He kind of gives you directions to where you might find Elf. He tells you that his carpentry shop is called Elf and Sons, and he
Not on the shelf.
not on a shelf. That being said, this is Elf with an A, by the way. If it's cool. So as he leads you down out of his house, Sarah is kind of sitting up on a cabinet, kind of like watching you intently. Big smile on her face, very, very happy that Gunther seems happy with you guys, and also actually just overjoyed that she can say she was in a real fight. So you exit Stryth Castle. From her point of view, she was in a fight. She's got the scars to prove it. On the scar.
Nudge Zia towards Sarah before we go. I'll be like, go say goodbye.
Bye. I'm just gonna walk out like.
She says, bye. See you around.
Oh.
I just woke up.
You guys would know from where he mentioned that the place was that it is in one of the lower ends of the city. It is kind of by the eighth binding, so in like the lower third of the city.
We need like the 5th binding.
You were, yes, so the Strythe Manor was in the Strythe Castle was by the 4th binding, so pretty high up. So that distance would take you probably 2 hours down to walk down there. The Grand Bazaar is on the other side of you of the 5th binding. You can alternatively, there are various carriages that would not be hard to hire to cut that time in half or shorter. The rest of the day is yours. As I said, early afternoon.
Pretty way strong enough we can walk it. I'm fine for just going straight forward then.
Yeah.
I agree.
We're okay.
They can carry if you like.
I'd rather walk.
Yeah, Zia's just gonna be like writing a bunch of stuff in her notebook. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that information.
Useful. No.
Yeah, cool.
She's casing the
Oh,
place.
yeah. All right, nice.
I'm a lot slower than the rest of them. I'm just gonna do with it's like this high. I've just been muttering to myself the entire time I'm walking. It's like, I can't read this baby. I'm away to the library. No, stop this.
Cool. As you walk down through the city, can I just get everyone's passive perception?
Sure.
Please?
11.
Cool.
10.
10 as well.
14.
What?
Oh,
Sure.
wait, what? No, 12.
12.
Numbers always amazing.
Awesome. So you make the trek down through the city. You wind through various streets. As you kind of pass the lower bindings, you do notice the kind of quality of the city diminishing as you go through. You definitely sense that you're passing more into the kind of average citizens area, and as you continue going below that, a lot of the houses are looking a little bit shabby. There's some broken windows. You notice fewer people on the streets. The people that are there trying to move quickly, or they've got hoods pulled up so as not to be noticed. As you go, you definitely get the sense that this is
Sketchy.
one of the more heading into the more sketchy areas, and you start to see what Gunther mentioned. People sitting on the side of the road holding cups with blankets draped over them. People unconscious in the alleyways of buildings. But as the time passes and you walk, eventually you do find your way to Alpha and Sons. It is compared to the area around it, quite a nice shop. It's got glass windows in which you can see all manner of wood carvings, decorations. You see a large orca, which you could guess was another one from Gunther. You see various other creatures, both for decoration and for purposes. So there's various nice candelabras and ornate like bookstops and things like that, as well as like a decorative dragon and things like that. So you get the sense that this is as much, at least from the outside. You can buy decorative items here, but definitely also functional items. Above the door, there's the sign that reads Alpha and Sons, and as you push your way through, a bell jingles. You find yourself in a modest-sized shop, with at the back of it kind of a bar at the back, but a very low bar, which you can see as a bar kind of made into a work table type thing, with various carpenter's tools around it, things like that. Shelves around of other wood things dangling from the ceiling, different wooden decorations, things like that. Behind the bar is a short elderly gnome who greets you when you walk in and says, "Yeah, welcome to Elf and Sons. How can I help you?
We're looking for Elf.
That is me.
We're sent by Gunther
Ah, Gunther.
to deliver this, and I'm gonna put the stuff on this.
On the desk,
Yeah.
cool. And he kind of looks at it. He's got some spectacles. So he's very nice. And he bangs the desk. Wolf, come here! And from the back, you see two slightly younger gnomes, or slightly younger, kind of probably in their 20s, gnomes run out, and they both kind of gently. It's a big ship. They both grab one end and kind of gently cart it away
Are they Dak?
into the back. Sorry.
Are they Dak?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard
They
the
do-
word before.
Yeah, they yeah. I mean, they're carpenters, so they're not especially like toned, but they are definitely like
Just muscle.
yeah. But they're for a gnome, dude, respect. Yeah.
Best description ever.
Yeah. And they run off into the back, and he says, well, thank you. Anything else? Can I interest you in some wood?
Zia's going to lean over and like kind of like half sit on the bar and be like, he also told us you're supposed to judge our characters. Yeah, he wants to hire us for something. Well, I mean, we've done that now, and he wants us to do some more stuff for him. Yeah, what do you think? And just like very elaborately, like, you know.
Right. Quite. Yeah, high elves and all that.
Yeah.
He kind of blushes a bit, looks a bit sheepish, and it's just like, he told you. Well, that is Gunther. And he said, well, as of yet, you have not broken my sword. Why did I slip into a French accent there? I don't know. Can't figure out the accents, but it's fine. He says, well, you are, I mean, you are unmaterial, but you have not threatened me. Wolf, they seem to like you, so you seem fine. Yeah. We will see.
I'm gonna hop down and just browse, I guess.
Well, damn, do well, man. You sell ones by any chance?
He says, yeah, if it's of wood, I sell it.
Well, what is not merely wood?
Well, what do I look like?
Clearly not a wandsmith.
No, clearly not. I should think not. If you want a candle holder, then I can help you, but...
So do you just sell everything Gunther makes?
A lot. I keep some of it for himself, but yeah, some of it I keep in the back for myself. He's a good friend of mine. Some of it is in the windows, you can see it. Anything with the ocean was him. Crazy guy. But,
You know him back from his pirating days.
naja. No.
Oh, okay.
Sounds.
Where'd you know it from then?
He said, well, I know him since, I think he came to the city 4 years ago. He came, did some work for me for a while, whilst he was gathering money for his own businesses. He decided metal was better than wood, but no time, but anyways, yeah, he worked for me for a while, and he helps me out occasionally with the grosks, and yeah.
Alrighty.
Mm.
So do you give us the money, or do we get money back from Gunther?
He says, yeah, sure, and he brings out a punch of gold, kind of just looks inside it, makes sure it counts a bit, and hands it to you.
How much gold did I get?
50
50.
gold.
Disperse it later.
Fine.
Is that the goal that you agreed upon with Gunther?
Yeah,
Inside check.
yeah.
Ooh. gold.
16.
The ship is worth much more than this. He doesn't trust you to not steal the rest of the gold there and actually give the gold back to Gunther. So he's giving you what Gunther would pay you.
Interesting.
Fascinating. So he does not trust us then. So
He doesn't not trust you completely. He doesn't trust that one to not keep the gold though.
fair.
He doesn't think you're terrible people, but yeah, he's not. He's eyeing her as she's walking around the store looking at his stuff.
I will call him out on it and say, such fine craftsmanship that must have taken an age to work with, only for 50 gold. That seems like a steal.
Ah,
I'm going to browse through the rest of the ships in the window and look at their prices.
sure.
Good shit. Theo.
Clever.
There's another one of similar quality to this one for 250 gold.
I'm just going to sort of take the tag on that one and be, 250. That's quite a markup. You must make quite a bit of gold in this district.
Ach, naja. Naja. That's a Dutch slang, by the way. It kind of just means like whatever.
Okay, yeah.
There's no fucking hell.
Yeah, it's like.
Understanding amongst us short people.
Yeah. We both give each other a knowing look.
Well, that's why it's still in the window. I mean, no one buys it for that. But I think Gunther tells me his prices, and I listen. I think if he's honest, he doesn't want it to be sold. He cherishes them too much. Maybe one day he'll buy it back himself. I don't know. For now, it is what it is.
Okay.
Let's cut the shit. What'll make you trust us?
No, that's not a question I thought that was going to be asked. Give me 1 second. As I tried to get into the mind of an elderly gnome, like tiny, and
Sublavia. Is everything purple?
Does it
No.
smell like
No.
lavender?
No.
Yeah.
he looks back at you and he adjusts his spectacles and he says, "What do you think of the city?"
It feels magical.
Does.
It also feels like it has its problems.
As it will do.
Lots of problems.
If it didn't need work, I wouldn't be here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with all cities, there's a good side and a bad side. I think we've seen a little bit of the bad, a little bit of the good. I guess it just we need to live in it a little bit more to see it fully.
Yeah.
Says, "Well, you've already done more than most. Much of the city lives in willful ignorance, ignoring its problems. So the fact that you can see it tells me you're better than most who buy from my store. I will tell you there's much more to see. But nevertheless, you have my respect."
May I ask why they find it?
As well, this is what I can afford. This is Timboda, after all. People bring goods from all over the world, and I am a talented craftsman, but no match for the world's best, and could never hope to be up in the Grand Bazaar or the other districts. But this way, I like it. The people who care about my work come to me, and I do what I can in the community around.
And it seems like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Somewhere else.
Okay, guess we should go back to Gunther.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
Ready to keep hopping somewhere else on the way back.
Oh yes, I want pastries.
so Gunther's thing was he said you can come back to him tomorrow.
Mm.
You absolutely can go see him early in the day,
Oh, fine.
but for practical reasons, the day is yours. If you'd like to explore the city, fulfill anything that you had planned to do before getting attacked, anything like that.
And also you buy me data, because the way through, I lost.
Pretty woman did that to you, Heather. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, we're gonna go get the pastry if you guys want to join us.
I like pastries.
I do not.
Okay.
It's safe for
I
him.
understand why you don't like him.
Yeah. Next.
That was my brother.
Yeah.
Oh, not right now.
Sure, it's safer with you than without you.
Okay.
Lead the way then. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take them to, I can't remember what it's called. I know I had
Silshaven.
Yeah. I'm going to take them there. And then I assume I'm friendly with owner Sil. Yeah. I'm
going to stop you there. No, don't worry.
Yeah, continue.
Just, if you're entering into the Grand Bazaar, let me describe it, man.
Oh, yes!
Hell yeah. So,
He's in the Grand Bazaar.
yeah,
Yes.
dude.
Fifth wagon.
Yeah.
So you travel back up the city, most of the way, not all the way to where you were, and you cross over the Vine onto the other side. As you do, you quickly are enveloped in a bustle of vibrant colours, scents and sounds as you walk through the streets. Immediately after coming down off the bridge, you're surrounded by shops on every side, continuing down the lane as far as the eye can see. If you were to peek around the corner of the block, you could see a similar sight along either of the side streets, just for practical purposes, infinite shops. The nature of the shops vary from ancient looking buildings made into bars and taverns and other stores selling any number of goods, from that to tents set up, very clearly meant to be temporary shelters, to food carts set up kind of along the sides of, and in some cases in the middle of the lane. You see every manner of race and culture and people walking around you, and you truly get the sense that this is what Timbota is known for. This is where the people are, this is where the things are, this is where the wealth is. You very quickly realize that if you know where to look, you could find anything you wanted to, for the most part, in this bustle. And but it would also be very easy to get lost, pickpocketed, scammed, any of the above.
I will clutch my coin purse tighter.
A wise move. Cool. So, Zia, being a native of Timbota, winds her way through and eventually comes to a bakery. This is in a permanent building, kind of a stonework building, which is noteworthy mostly because it doesn't look to have been made when it was made out of bricks. It more looks like a huge stone that a shop was sculpted out of, which has been made into a bakery. The sign above the top reads Sil's Havens. Outside the bakery are several racks displaying the various goods they have, a wide selection of breads, of pastries, a couple of cakes, some muffins, things like that. And you walk inside to find it's relatively busy at the moment. There are a few free tables, but this is a thriving bakery. You see behind the place where you'd sit is the place where you can choose your bakery from. Behind the kind of shop counter are racks and racks of more baked goods on kind of magically revolving things to display all the different goods as they go, from which you can choose from. And behind the shop is a pixie flitting around. A pixie.
Cool. Told me a lot about this place here. I'm excited to see it with my own eyes.
This stuff is so good. I assume there's a line. Okay.
Yeah.
Zia's going to stand in the line very patiently.
Nice.
when she gets to the counter, she's like, so, how are you, darling?
Zia, so good to see you. I've been great. Business is booming. You can see. How have you been, my dear?
Oh, I've been great. Got attacked by gargoyles today. It was quite a show. These are.
Wow.
This is Leica.
I've heard so much about you.
Yes.
Pleasure. A pleasure.
Yes, I've been wanting to bring her here forever. So yeah, we picked these up along the road.
Okay. Well, welcome to my haven.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything you like, I've got it for you.
Could I please get my usual, and then I don't like a one.
I really haven't had anything outside of the three hammers, so open to suggestions.
Could we just get one of everything then?
Who would I be to say no to my most faithful customer? Of course. And she, and one slowly starts. Boop, boop, boop. Lots more just coming off the conveyor belt, hovering in the air. And when a sizable chunk, probably about 20 different pastries of varying sizes from she bundles them up for you in a nice kind of like that grease paper stuff that you'll get at bakeries, and then another bag around that, and she hands that to you and says, yeah, great, that's in total that'll be 4 gold.
Oh yes. And then the hand of 5. Okay. So we need to chat.
Oh.
I met this really cool guy.
Okay.
He had some really nice tattoos.
Oh,
I'm
you do love
thinking of
those.
maybe like designing some.
Ooh.
I need your input because I'm thinking of putting a spin on them.
Wow. Awesome. Well, you know my hours. You know where I stay. Like any time, dude. Like, for sure.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. Oh, I hope business goes exceptionally.
Thank you. I hope you kill any more gargoyles that come your way.
Thank you. Leica stole a kill from me, which
Well.
I love her. I love her though.
The moon cannon ominously starts.
This is a hostage situation.
Say hello to everyone in the kitchen for me.
Of course.
Yes. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
I'll see you probably tomorrow.
Awesome.
I might get a little bit packaged.
As you do. Cool.
I assume I'm going to lead them to a table.
Yeah, up to you.
Yeah, sit down. Yeah.
For sure.
Hell yeah. Okay. Whatever is your favorite, I'll try first.
Okay. Zia's going to grab a. It looks like a Swiss roll.
Okay.
But. No, it's not what you're thinking. No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah.
It was exactly the way it started.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Swiss roll. And like every bite you take, it's a different flavor of something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she's gonna like just like.
How do Norman palates respond to very sugary food?
Well, it's up to you how much you enjoy it. It's far richer and sweeter than anything you've had. I think it's rather a struggle to grow, sugarcane and stuff underground, and similarly difficult to grow wheat. So even just the fluffiness of the pastry
it's
would be
fairly alien.
quite new to you.
Yeah.
They definitely have bread equivalents and stuff, but it's much more
Dense.
stocky, chunky, dense bread. Yeah. Depending on.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's really good. It's really good. It's really good.
Sure, I sweet things, love them. No, I mean if you sure. Very adamant now, like he doesn't know what to do,
It's not what I'm used to, but I'm enjoying the different flavors.
We'll broaden your palate. Do not worry.
I look forward to it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. She begrudgingly gives
A little bit of it The skull is like this high.
Yeah.
I will mimic chewing, but something does eat it, just not me.
Ooh.
And?
Oh, it's good. Very fruity.
Yes, it is. Yeah, like a little bit of apricot. I don't know what flavour you got. I personally love chocolate custard flavour. It's
Ooh.
great.
Ooh.
Anyway, yes. Please help yourselves.
I'll go for the least sweet looking thing and take it from there.
Yeah, it's a loaf of bread, but like a
Yeah.
very nice loaf of bread. Dude. It's probably got like some raisins on it.
Right
and
up my
stuff,
alley.
But yeah.
I'll rudely shout over, "Do you have any ale?"
She's kind of in the middle of doing the thing for another customer where she's bringing and it falls to the floor. No, I don't have ale. I'm a bakery.
Can we just catch it?
Yeah,
Telepathically. Telekinetically.
And just have it hover there, or
Just have
put
it over there.
looks around for the source of it and perception check. No. She's just like, I guess I put more magic into that one. Okay.
So they're noticing
People later.
Very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, I mean, do we know your names?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is weird, but now we're sharing dessert together, so I feel like this is as good a time as any.
You kind of know each other. And, I think that your name is Zia. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Jim's like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you say your name to everybody that
I roll the
reads.
pyramid.
Hello.
Don't do that eyebrow thing. For the love of God, please don't do that.
What thing?
That is the eyebrow.
I'm Vincent Honeyfoot.
Oh, okay. What brings you guys here? To the city?
They're really good.
Research.
Yes, they've got good libraries. And
Oh yes.
the bindings are fascinating. And then there's obviously the channel.
Oh yes, yes.
It's a beacon to every scholar.
Mm.
Didn't know about this whole Thule thing. That's news
Oh.
to me.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Yes,
kind
yeah.
of found out when we entered the city and don't know if I might have accidentally signed myself up for something. Kind of worried about it.
How do you almost maybe accidentally sign yourself up for the trials?
I thought it was like a record for everybody that enters and exits the city. And then, yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
you're
Oh.
fucked.
Interesting.
I have no idea what
Do
when
you-
is the trials?
Do we know when where it would be?
Yeah, like between a week and a half to like 2 weeks away, or 2 D&D weeks, so 10 days away. However you want to, you know.
So
Coming up
ideally
with-
I'll be leaving within the next 2 weeks.
Oh wait, I'm sure we can just deregister you.
Is that
Mm.
possible?
Mm.
Who do we speak to?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be the trials will be a sight to behold nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going.
I'm sure I'll accompany her, so I feel like it's.
Sightseeing and all that.
Mm.
You're no offense. You're short, and you're tall, and you're an elf, and you're a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
But you are.
Oh, very, very complicated story.
My eye
very-
flickers just a little bit.
Very long. Yeah. Very
Hovers.
yes, it's a very, very long story. And you? What are you here for?
I go where Allure guides me, and that happened to be here, and I guess that was a good thing because I was able to help out with the gargoyles, and and now we're all friends.
Sure. Did you get a vision from?
No, the high priestess at the last temple I visited suggested that I go here because it's it needs a lot of help. It's very good.
It's also kind of hard to get a vision from a god that doesn't exist.
Oh,
You don't
sure.
believe in the lore?
Why would I believe in a false god?
Well,
She's really real. Have you seen her?
Do you think my sword just glue because it wanted to? Glue?
Glue isn't a word.
Glowed?
Yes.
It's definitely a word. It's like sticking things together.
No.
Do you not own a book?
that was so funny. Oh my god. Well,
He ducks under the table. Clearly you don't understand magic, but sometimes swords glow when they're imbued with magic. Doesn't mean that it comes from some fake god.
Okay.
does your high priestess seem trustworthy?
Yes.
Because in my experience, high priestesses are nothing but trouble.
Not mine. Every time she's told me to go somewhere, that place has been in trouble and I've been able to resolve the issue. So it's worked out for me so far.
Are you originally from Canada?
Yes.
Were you born there?
Yes, the Boulder Furies are, back in Canberra, we're quite famous. We are tactical geniuses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would I be knowledgeable of the World of Furies?
Yeah, same.
History check.
I am.
One.
Never heard of them in your life. Somehow. I don't know how.
That's so fine.
Okay, fine. You've heard of them. You've heard the name.
I know one!
I got five.
Oh, five.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've heard the name.
17.
Yeah, you would know many of the same things that I told Finzen. Yeah, long line of war generals and tacticians, things like that, never suffered a military defeat. Said to be traced back to one of Allure's first paladins.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And I assume you're from Atlas.
What gave it away?
Oh, the undying hatred for a fake
God.
god, yeah.
Yeah. I suppose I am.
That's a wonderful little group we have.
What a ragtag bunch.
Wait.
Yes.
I didn't catch it. Where are you from?
All over.
That's not a place.
Well, I travel a lot, so I could say I'm from a lot of places.
Where were you born?
Well, you know, my lineage I trace from the Forest of Troll, elves and all that.
Okay. Where were you born?
In the forest. Yeah.
Oh, the forests.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, the Forest of Troll, yeah.
Oh, the forest as well.
Forest of Troll, which you know, is huge nation, country-sized forest, domain of the elves. Kind of in the center of the
Domain
continent.
of the elves.
Yeah, kind of in the center of the continent.
Center of the continent.
I've read a book. So, well traveled. Where have you been?
Oh yes. Canvalor, Atlas, Golden Shores for a bit, Tribal Wastes. Oof, terrible time there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What were you doing in Canberra?
Oh, learning about a bunch of stuff. I want to know what their side of the massacre was, and then I went to Atlas for the same thing. Libraries. Spent so much time in the libraries.
They are the best.
Exactly.
DM interjection. Exposition time.
Whoop whoop.
The massacre,
Yes.
known as the Aridus Massacre, is the reason for what is currently developed into the war between Eclipse and Canvalor. it was a massacre that occurred several centuries ago, or how it's said to have happened is that a high-ranking member in the Illyrian church massacred a civilian village in Eclipse, claiming that they had insight into the future and that that village, the majority of the people in that village would grow up into criminals and ne'er-do-wells and villains and the like, and so claimed that as a servant of Allure, goddess of light and justice, they were justified in massacring this village. That event kind of acted as a catalyst for the surrounding villages to merge into the nation of Eclipse, which then has rapidly expanded over the last few centuries to rival Camvalor, a much older nation. This has led to an understandable denial from the Church of Allure as to their involvement in the event, saying that no member of their church would do such a thing. Understandably, the Ecclesian society thinks that's insane and has renounced Allure as a god, and there we have it, a grudge between Cambalon and Eclipse, which is what our friend Zia has referenced.
From there, I went to the coast, travelled to the Golden Shores, stayed there for a little bit. Travel wastes, terrible time. And then came in. And have been living out ever since.
A roundabout trip.
Yes, I know. I was going to go to Jazia, but never got the opportunity.
It's overrated anyway.
Oh, thank you for the information.
So, have you been on the other side of the channel?
Oh, yes.
That's fascinating. We need to have a chat about that.
Oh, yes, please.
So, does it look the same all the way through? I've heard rumours that airships gone past by. I've heard that it's just impossible to cross to the other side. Can't be right.
I mean, I haven't crossed over the channel before.
But you've travelled along it. Does it
No,
look the
it's a
same?
roundabout way.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not nearly as fascinating.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh well,
I would still love to chat.
of course.
Okay.
It's one of the best reasons to be in Denoda, right? Okay. Where are you from?
What's the Model 3 hammer called?
It is called. I turned to the right page, dude. Thrindal.
Have you heard of Frindle before? Have you come across it in your travels?
I may have come across it in my travels. Perhaps with an 18, I might have read about it.
You've definitely read some books on it. You know that it's one of the 3 major cities of the Dwarven Kingdoms. You wouldn't know too much more than that. Most people who reference it from an outside perspective, talking about what dwarves have said about it that they've met from there. There are very few works of dwarven literature that speak about it. But yeah, you would know of it as one of the major cities in the Dwarven Kingdoms. Yeah.
Beautiful place. Not for everyone though.
I'm not to say such.
No word for it.
Beautiful place underground.
It has its perks.
It's good to say. Hidden every now and again.
Yeah. I mean, the odd incursion, the odd earthquake, you know.
Oh, that's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Earthquakes underground. The ceilings would shake. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. So I couldn't help but notice you have a lot of tattoos and you have a lot of tools. What do you're both from? You're living here, right?
I am.
And you what?
I'm just passing by, seeing an old friend.
Lovely. So what do you do here? Other than eat really good pastries.
I do a bunch of things. I acquire things for people. Like a item bounty hunter of sorts. I design tattoos for people.
Follow-up question. question.
Yeah.
These people that you acquire items for,
Mhm.
are they aware that you're acquiring these items?
Oh yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, they asked me to find them for them, and I find them for them, and then give them to them, and then they pay me.
She's really good at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Mm.
Maybe I can hire you at some point then.
Oh yes. What are you looking for?
Information.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that would work.
Well, first thing to do, visit the library, of course.
Oh yes. Which library?
That's a good question.
Well, there is the main one that you'd visit, which is by the second binding on the other side of the binding.
Second
So
binding.
it's
Damn.
a rather prestigious library. Aside from that, it's for its purpose the only library in Timbota. The merchant lords never really bothered to build one for the more common people. So there'd be bookshops and there'd places of learning, but yeah, a library by the name, there would just be the one, which is just known as the Grand Library.
So, obviously, the Grand Library. There's only one.
Well, if you need some company to come along with you to the,
It would be safest.
I have some research to do myself.
Okay.
I don't, but I enjoy your guys' company, so I'll come along.
Great.
Just keep your hands to yourself, buddy boy.
Okay.
I keep sword shield. Sword sheath. There we go.
Words?
Keep your shield.
He said glue. Leave me alone.
Fair enough.
I meant it.
And so is this the only place that you know of in the Grand Bazaar? Because no offense, but
You would also know the place in the Grand Bazaar.
I would.
As a halfling, you would have been told by other halflings of a tavern called the Trickster's Tonic, which specially caters towards the shorter folk. And you would know that it lies in a specific area of the Grand Bazaar known as the Charlatan's Palace.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. More than that,
Is it a little hole in the wall?
you'll have to see when you go there.
Charlatan's what?
Palace.
Sounds fucking awesome.
More than that,
It's the size of a closet.
It's like a Narnia cupboard.
Oh, that would be so dope.
Yeah,
You're giving me an idea.
Elijah's like, okay, that's exactly what it is.
yeah. More than that, there is, as I said, pretty much everything in the Grand Bazaar. So you can ask her who's been around for a while. You can ask me if there's any kind of shop you want to go to, and I'll tell you. Otherwise, you can just wander, and I'll pick a random shop, and you'll stumble across that one.
I want to go buy a dagger.
Right.
You need a dagger.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, conveniently enough for you, 2 streets down is a store called Doug's Daggers.
Oh, this is
Well, before we
amazing.
leave, I'm just gonna hand out 12.5 gold. What is
Okay.
12.5?
5 silver.
12 gold and 5 silver to everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
That's cool.
12 gold, 5 silver. I'm rich. That is more gold than I had.
Nice, dude.
Well, I didn't pay you to
That was with that.
Nice.
This is the most money I've seen since I spent it all on books. I'll spend my hogwash anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure the Grand Library will have some.
I'm more
Good pieces.
interested in what they're selling here at the bazaar, actually.
Oh,
Spell scrolls would be great.
oh,
Are
okay.
any armor shops that I can see?
Roll an investigation or perception. Up to you.
You mentioned there's a bunch of bookshops. Any of them seem arcane in nature? Or peddling arcane wares?
Bookshops that you passed.
13.
You would have passed various arcane things. or arcane like shops featuring arcane items. None featuring specifically arcane books. There are some that you could maybe find if you looked in those shops. I think you would have the names of the shops that you would have noted these items in. Tinctures and Such is one. You would have passed a series of wagons titled The Meander, which you would have seen some intriguing looking items in. I think, that's all you would have seen so far.
On both of them, the merchants, what do they look like?
The merchant of Tinctures and Such, you wouldn't have seen him. That one was more of a storefront, so you would have to go inside.
Fair enough.
The one with the at the Meander, it was a series of wagons, so there were a few people kind of standing around it, but you, without much trouble, were able to eye out one gentleman who looked to be the owner of the wagons. A human fellow, very rotund, fairly short. Well, actually, no, he's not short, but he is barrel-shaped, I would say. And kind of got very, very Father Christmas type figure, minus the red clothes, dude. So like, bushy beard, jolly presents.
Dwarf?
Human. Kind of probably looked to be in his like 40s or 50s. Kind of
Not fully grey.
not really great, but
Wearing
but
decent.
well traveled, mature, all that stuff.
I'll just peruse a few of them. If anything spell scroll related or any sort of dome that looks like a good ever spell or anything.
Well, so Tinctures and Such would have been the one first on your way, and as you push through, it's kind of a much more. If
Actually,
you're going
don't
there,
think I'd go in.
okay,
I'd walk past, but
Sure.
I'd note that.
make a note of it. Awesome, yeah, for sure.
The
You
Meander.
said looking for an armor shop.
13 for perception.
There's a general like arms store around, which is kind of just like more looks like a supply depot thing, kind of for the City Watch. It's kind of where you could assume they would get their stuff from. One of the much more bigger buildings, so would have a variety of armor and probably common weapons in as well.
What's cool?
Armor and weapons and stuff.
No blades and triggers.
Yep.
Alright.
You would have noticed as you're walking a shop called Buckleberry's Legitimately Acquired Jewelry.
Okay, Buckleberry's legitimately acquired jewelry.
Yeah. Would you have been looking out for anything?
Alchemical supplies.
Oh,
Yeah, you would have noted tinctures and such as well.
Tinctures,
okay, maybe
okay.
we can go
Okay,
in.
cool. I'd like to. Okay, that's you guys can. Yeah, I'd like to go in there.
Cool.
Would that be the first one that you pass?
Yes.
Isn't Doug's daggers the first one? Is there on the board?
Oh yeah.
Let's go to
Uh,
that side.
Let's go to Doug's stack.
That one you would have been the closest one to Sills Haven, back the way you came, kind of.
Right.
So you would have noticed it, and from where you left, Sills Haven would be the closest one. Doug's Daggers is like another street or two down, but like 3 minutes walking distance, not a large amount. Yeah. So, Doug's Daggers is. You push into the room. It's a very kind of edgy-looking establishment, as you'd imagine. Somewhere with daggers, all manner of daggers, stylized in different things, lots of cool stuff. There's kind of behind the storefront is a like half giant fellow, very tall, very big. He's got two tattoos of shovels kind of going down his cheeks like that.
Missed opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Shovels.
Oh yeah.
Love it. What's his name?
Go ask him, man. I don't know. So yeah, you walk into the shop.
Yeah.
He's standing there. There's maybe like one other customer
Mhm.
who has got like a hood pulled over their head.
Is he a customer or a?
The half giant is the store owner,
Oh,
who you can assume is Doug of Dog's Daggers.
I get it.
This is kind of more one of the pop-up side of things. So you wouldn't have actually been here before. It was yours.
Is there like a table that he's standing at?
He's kind of behind, similar to like at a fancy watch shop. He's like behind the store counter, and then there's also like a glass cabinet by him with some more ornate-looking daggers and whatnot.
Zia's going to walk straight past all of like the out on the shelf daggers, and she's going to go like right up to that frickin' cabinet. She's going to hear it, and she's like, can I assume that you are Doug?
or your dagger.
Why does everyone assume that? My name's Harry.
Oh, lovely to meet you. Sorry.
Good to meet you too, I guess.
Who is Doug?
How should I know? I didn't name the shop. I came here selling my daggers, and one day I go outside, that sign's above the shop. I can't get rid of it. Someone just puts it back every time I take it down. I gave up just now.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, so I lost one of my daggers today, and I was looking
Tragic.
Yes, I was looking for a replacement.
By the way, he's got a straight face. I can't.
While everyone's inside, I'm gonna
Yeah.
sneak out the store
Sure.
and loiter around the front. Dude, you can continue.
Okay. What would you recommend me buying?
He said, well, permit me asking this, miss, but what are these daggers for? Because that fellow over there definitely wants to stab someone. And you see the other figure, and he runs out the store, and he says, but I've also got some decorative pieces.
Do you have a combination? I want a really pretty stabbing dagger.
Oh, I've got just the thing, miss. And he unlocks the cabinet and pulls one out, and it's a long dagger, kind of curved a little bit on the blade, but not enough that it would impede its function. It's stylized so that at this end it's a tail, and it is a snake eating the hilt of the dagger. At its base is like an emerald gemstone. He says, this one will do you right good. You can see curved, it'll gut anyone in a second. Just 75 gold for this one.
Oh. She's just going to stand there for a moment like, life decisions. Is there anything a little bit cheaper?
Well, how much you looking for? I got daggers from like 1 gold to like 400.
No. Within the range of 15 to 25 gold.
Yeah, I can. And he does walk back around and shows you. On the shelves, there are daggers to that price range. And yeah, they look to be like standard daggers, nothing too special about them, but you can tell you've used daggers. They're sturdy, they're good quality.
Just gonna look back on the cabinet. Do you have one that's 50 gold?
Yeah.
Is it as pretty as the other one?
Depends if you like snakes or if you like sheep.
Snakes are very nice.
Yeah.
Can I reach the top of the sign?
No. But you can. I don't know. Make an intelligence check to like MacGyver your way into like some kind of a step stool, I guess. With like the stuff you've got on you and like various boxes around you. I don't know.
For real.
Yo, floating cannon.
Mr. Boulder, ladies and gentlemen.
A man of simple means.
Indeed. What did you say, rolling?
An intelligence check, I think, or any intelligence type check that you would like.
How far through the month are we?
Midway.
Do I still have my 100 gold?
Oh yeah. Depending on how much you just spent on. Oh no, you only spent. We spent what, 5.
That's out of my pocket, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
100 gold.
Hey,
What the?
hey, ask her about it, not me, man.
Look, she has a job.
She's going to walk up to the counter and be like, Mr. Harry, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to buy that 75 gold snake dagger.
Well, that's a right pleasure to hear, ma'am. And he takes it out, he gives it to you. It's on like a very nice, like satin pillow.
I am.
Presents it to you, takes your gold, and salutes you. Thank you, ma'am. Best of day to you.
Yes.
11.
Yes. Just very happy.
Nice.
Yes.
11.
11. You can get something like half the way up to the point where the thing would be in jumping height. The sign would be in jumping height.
Okay.
Okay.
Failed.
All right.
Successful, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Cool.
What are you trying to do?
I want to do the right antics.
Guns, daggers, and dicks.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
wanted to pull a jester.
Yeah.
Okay, so would the next one be tinctures and such?
If that is your guys' will, then it shall be indeed.
It is.
I will it.
Right. So, yeah, you wind your way back through the streets past Haven, and you enter a dimly lit shop. This one's got a few windows, but they're like tinted so that you can see the outline of contents on like some storefront shelves, but not too much more. Yeah, as you walk in, there's kind of a bit of a smoky interior. There's a couple of like incense burners burning and candles going, but not so much like bright light as a lot of these other places. And it's, despite the fact that it's day, it is very dim in here because of the tinted windows and such. Behind the counter of this store is a water genasi in kind of traditional robes that you would associate with a wizard. You would notice of no particular school. It's more like if someone was dressing up as a wizard, what they'd wear. But yeah, nevertheless, they appear to be running a shop, so they must know something. On the shelves around you, you see various potions, as well as various ingredients. This is very much like an apothecary type store, so you could find any standard materials that you would need for your spells.
Looking for anything specific.
I'd like to make an explosive. Do you have any gunpowder?
Why?
Persuasion check.
Well, she's occupied. It's originally costed magic in this shop, please.
Sure.
14.
She says, well, gunpowder is a restricted substance, so I don't have any in the front.
How much would you charge for what's at the back?
If I did have at the back, how much would you want? How big of an explosive are we talking?
I'll start fiddling around. Enough to fill up a vial.
She says, a vial that size, about 12 gold.
Deal. Chinkle, chinkle, chinkle.
Takes a while. Doesn't go back into the shop. Calls someone out from the back who she hands the vial to. This one just a human man, worker's clothing, takes it back and kind of comes back out a minute later and gives you a handshake, slips it to you in the handshake. There you go.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Your detect magic, unless detect magic doesn't detect these things, you detect all the potions on the thing. Like these are legitimate potions of varying effects. There's magical potion.
They're just little potions and
Yeah.
tinctures and such,
Yes.
as
yeah.
in the name.
Yeah, aside from the gunpowder, they are what they say they are. And, well, if you include gunpowder and such, then they are definitely what they say they are.
Oh, then
But,
this human that comes out and say, I see the tinctures, not so much that and such. I don't see that back there.
well, back there is just the storeroom. We have for those who come through with explosive needs, occasionally we can meet those needs. More than that, it's just the stuff you see on the shelves, I'm afraid. The and such refers to other apothecary supplies, and the tinctures to the potions.
If it needs to make poisons.
He smiles slyly as well. I mean, I don't think we'd still be in business if we couldn't make a good poison.
What about the kind that doesn't kill and just puts somebody to sleep for a really long time?
He says, well, for the right amount, yeah, we could concoct that. Otherwise, if you know how, you can buy the ingredients. It'll be like half the price.
How much?
Ingredients, 20 gold. One from us, 40.
I'll think about it.
Sounds good.
I'm done here.
Me too.
We leave.
Hmm?
We leave.
Nice. Cool. As for the rest of the day, you spent a few hours here, so it still is kind of mid-afternoon. It's up to you guys whether you'd like to continue perusing the stores if you have the coin for it. You also are welcome to return to Gunther. Otherwise, if any of you have any other unattended business left in the city, you're welcome to follow those at your leisure.
Didn't we want to go to an armor store?
Nothing really caught my eye.
Oh. We've been to one yet? Was it when
Passing by
it was
window
more
shop.
just for the city watch, nothing special.
Right.
Quite attached in this piece, so we'll just give it up for nothing.
Does it also have his family colours on it? The armor itself?
Yes.
Okay.
So just out of curiosity, ever seen one of you people on the armor before?
As in humans or Boulder Furies?
Neither. Place that you're from.
Candelorans.
Yeah. You usually prowl in gangs.
Yes.
So you're a lone wolf.
Yes. It's just what Alora wants me to do right now.
Okay. Whatever. I'll accept that answer for now.
Cool. Alternatively, it is 10:40, so we can also have this as our stopping point.
I think it is a good. Where the fuck do you guys sleep? Where do you stay in this? Oh, well, you obviously have a place to sleep. Where do you sleep?
What do you mean?
Where do you sleep? So when you get tired, you want to rest where?
We're talking about in-game right now. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Do you have a house here, or do you have a...
I assume that you'd be staying over with me.
Do you have a house?
I'm sure
I assume
Gunther
or
will
I
be
have an
able to
apartment of
provide.
some sorts.
You're a cis cat there.
Mine not legally, or
Yeah.
or in the general sense of it.
Mm-hmm. You
But
could,
I know.
yeah, you'd have a place. It would definitely be some abandoned place that someone just happens to not be in for a while that you have moved into.
Or I have alternative methods. I could just
Oh yeah.
bring Leica in
Mhm.
and new staff, I guess,
Yeah.
or mistress.
We have built sleepovers
I mean,
without the pillow fights and more guns and daggers, you know what I mean?
Cool. Cool.
Let's go.
Cool.
I don't know.
Oh, alright.
I can't let them stay with me. I don't have enough space.
I don't want them to stay with me, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
For one,
We just met them.
I don't take up much space. For two, it's okay. I usually crash in the library anyway.
So how about we say we meet in the library at a certain time tomorrow?
That sounds like a good idea.
I think we should meet back with Gunther first.
But he said we could meet him tomorrow, and that's not
Gunther lives in the fourth volume.
Oh, so we have to go up through there anyway.
Fourth
Yeah.
volume.
Cool, so Gunther then
Yeah.
in the library.
Yeah, I'll probably go see if Gunther has any room for me to stay.
You would also have know of a tavern, coming from where you were at the temple before you started the adventure. The person you spoke to there would have recommended not recommended, but given as an option, the Flying Table, a tavern and inn that is, not too expensive, but is also like safe and reputable.
Yeah.
Charlotte and Travis.
Oh shit, yeah. Before we go.
We have to,
Mhm.
before we leave. The last place to go to at this freaking Grand Bazaar is the Charlatan Temple Trip to Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For this session or next session?
This is where I'd like to end off the session.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I'd like to
For
go
the best. For the best. That's a cool place. So, we will end there, and we'll pick up next week.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Cool.
Thank you for joining us. If you're there.
Don't forget to
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that. No. Yeah. If you, we appreciate your patience as we figure this out, and things are going to get better, smoother, cooler as we go. There are many secrets to uncover and many things yet to happen.
Lots of
So we shall see.
shenanigans.
Cheers.
Shenanigans.